thank you for bearing with us as we have our comfort break. Thank you very much.
We had our comfort, we had our break.
Yes.
We're now uncomfortable and broken.
Oh my god.
I was going to go with uncomfortable
Physically,
but set.
emotionally, spiritually.
Set a break, but okay. But yeah, let's dive back in. We're now upstairs. I presume sat roughly with the Light Raven group because that seems to be home base for y'all.
Yeah, I guess. Sure.
Got bowls of thinning soup at this point. And are just having a short rest.
We are short.
We are short
We are
rested.
resting.
It's true.
I thought we established that none of us were short.
Yeah, we did.
There was a discussion, yes.
We're a very average-heighted party.
Emotionally, we are short.
Oh no.
We're short. We're all little guys.
I mean, Vara's quite tall, actually.
Yeah, he is.
That's
He's a
true.
tall dude.
And
Is he
Ursha.
tall or is he tall for a dragonborn?
The first one, because most Dragonborn are taller than most.
But so he's like an average dragon.
Yeah.
It's a very average party.
Apart from Ursha, who's a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
That many is a bit oversized.
No, don't break my heart.
Okay.
He's just that tall.
So buff Dragonborn.
Yeah,
Buff, shirtless,
always.
wearing a very...
Like Kyle.
Yeah.
Definitely the man that we sent to negotiate with an archdevil.
Where the
He
fuck
doesn't
is...
own a shirt, it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope he comes back.
No, I
Look
think
at
he
the
just has
demons.
like a coat that he throws off occasionally.
Yeah, I have explicitly asked you more than once, is he wearing a shirt? Does he own one? And you're like, nope, he doesn't have any. It's canon.
He's good. He's good. He doesn't need one.
Impeccable.
He's got a coat.
You know, he's got all those chest tattoos. You wouldn't spend that much money on tattoos and then wear a shirt.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially not in hell, it's very toasty.
It is quite warm and stuffy here.
Anyway.
We've had our thin soup and we've had our short rest.
Were we talking to Garen during the short rest?
So you can't have like a full-on discussion during a short rest.
Okay.
Idle chit-chat is allowed, but full-on discussion is probably not.
Okay, then could we ask Ursha to, like... Yeah,
How much time is there before
put us
the
in for a...
meeting?
I don't think you know exactly. You were just told that you get cold, so
Okay.
I don't think you would know.
Shall we go and find Garen just now then?
Yeah,
Real
let's
quick.
just
How
have
does
a
time
nosy.
even work?
It doesn't. Time is what we make it. It's a
It
construct.
depends on your Casio wristwatch.
Okay.
Yeah, it works in hell. It's in the fine print.
Okay, so yeah, you gather back up with Ursho, and he goes off to go find Garen, and says, "Head to one of the meeting rooms. We'll find you there. Do one of the littler meeting rooms. Don't go for the big one. It's probably being set up.
Sounds good. The potion of giant strength is worn off.
Usually touch, as has the telepathic bond.
I'll re-up that.
Lena and Barrow would probably stay back from this meeting, saying that they're not sure they've got anything to contribute, and Lena doesn't really want to be in a room with Garen at this point in time.
Whilst everybody's here, just like show of hands, who wants to be in this telepathic bond, and I'll also give Io the lowdown on what it actually is.
I was very intrigued, but would politely refuse.
Okay,
So
that's
I'm
fine.
not sure what my mind would do to that.
That's very fair.
Understandable. Also, this might be completely vulnerable to intrusion by archdevils.
It absolutely is.
So,
There's no might about
We've
it.
already
There's no
met
might about
someone
it.
that way.
which actually, that's probably something we should have told you quite up front, is that
Oh yeah, we're friends with an archdevil.
I would
Well-
Friends
friends.
is it's a stretch.
I imagine this
We're
is
on
as
a
you're
first
like
name-
out of the main area,
Yes.
you're in the small
We're in the
room.
meeting. We're in the private
Yeah.
meeting room.
We have met and conversed with.
So, do you want to take Varro with you or Lena? Like Lena expressly
If
doesn't
they
want to
don't
go.
want to go,
No.
then
Varro's
they
just
don't
like,
have
I'm
to.
not sure if I'm helpful, kind of thing.
They don't have to come.
Okay.
yeah, we'll leave them behind so you don't have to do too many NPCs.
Yes.
Thanks.
Friends is a stretch. We're on a first name basis.
True.
And your party.
With an archdevil.
And she might be a cat. TBD.
TBD.
That's...
Archdevils can take many forms.
I
so.
think the cat is someone else.
It's Kyle.
It would be hilarious if the cat was the actual archdevil
cat
in
is
charge of
Thorn.
Avernus.
Ah, Glacia's boss.
Yeah.
I said the cat. Okay.
Sorry, we're just everybody's taking your ideas, and claiming it as
I
their
said
own.
that ages ago.
Yeah, we're pretty sure there are... All the protective wards here are just dissolves.
Useless.
All our telepathic communications are open to whoever is in control of this domain, which at the moment is whatever Archdevil commands of Ernest. Which probably means they are completely up to speed on your existence and liberation.
Yeah, because we've
Probably.
probably.
Particularly if you're friends with an archdevil and haven't taken any steps to prevent that connection.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can in this realm.
It's very useful is the issue. So we've just been weighing the pros and cons, and the pros have really outweighed the cons. Like, this place is getting ransacked regardless. If they know you're here or not, it's not really changing the fact that they're coming for us.
They haven't tried to swarm the temple in the last hour, which means they're happy to let this play out. For a while, at least.
Why?
Well, you're not going to be here for long, so it's not really a great infringement on their territory. Regardless.
Gods and archdevils are playing games, and
Keep
we
in
have
mind-
no idea what their motivations are.
Oh, wait. If she's raised to godhood and takes Pearlmire to a different place in the upper planes, you're still breaking the promise to Talos.
Potentially.
I have a backup plan.
I know you do. We're gonna
It's
kill you.
dark.
No, that's like plan D.
Sorry, I just for some reason I was like, and then it will be fine because it won't be back in the material plane. But it's not going to necessarily stay here, which is the issue.
No. Plan A is just pray to Saloon and see if she helps.
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe they
Solid
want,
start of a plan at least.
Yeah, if you want to touch into the cup at any point.
Pardon. Oh, a tune.
Yeah, they're buds.
That'd be crazy if you would tune to
Work.
like two of the instruments of light simultaneously.
Oh, dear.
The cup is not of Saloon.
I said they're buds.
Mr. What? Mr.
They're more
Insane?
buds than her and Talos. It's a low bar.
Yeah.
It's a low bar. Yeah, but, like, Mr. is neutral, if I remember correctly.
Pardon me.
Whereas Saloon is good.
I wrote this
Sort of,
down. I didn't write it down. I wrote that she's a greater deity.
As far as I remember,
Mr. is
her
lawful
domains.
neutral.
but so, like, Mistra is in charge of the weave and things like that, and Sloane's sister is Shar, who's in charge of the shadow weave. So I feel
We
like
just know this.
I run my own D&D campaign sometimes.
I hope so.
Lore!
Because they're meant to be, depending on which law you take, they're meant to be
Chaotic
the
good.
first gods, weren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. Yeah, Saloon is chaotic good, so potentially more aligned.
Maybe. Anywho.
Chaotic Good sounds like Kai's vibe.
Yeah, I think that could work.
Yeah.
Maybe they're conspiring on some other great mysterious plan with Talos. That could be a thing,
I
potentially.
doubt Talos would be directly consulting with devils.
I don't have any other ideas, generally.
We're probably playing into somebody's hands no matter what, but we're going to do what feels right to us.
Okay.
Saves innocence, so.
Maybe if this is your domain by the end of it, then we can hack into their communications and understand what their plan is.
Oh, that'd be wild. Yeah, let's do that.
Potentially. If there's any devils left. I'm hoping there won't be.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Maybe some of them choose to follow you too.
I'm not sure I would allow that.
Racist.
Those darn devils in there being different to us.
Is Garen here now?
After a little bit, yeah, Ursula would return with Garen. Who's all in the telepathic bond then? Is it just yourselves?
I said that anybody who wanted to be in it is welcome to be in it, so I will include those. I'm assuming Clifford implicitly.
Yeah,
you guys,
that's three.
obvious.
Not Io.
Not Io. She doesn't want it.
Would Varro and Lena have wanted to?
Lena, I don't think wants to.
Okay.
She doesn't really want to know what's going on with Garen and stuff.
That's fine.
Yep.
But Varro would say he's happy to if you think it would help, but he doesn't want to get in the way.
Yeah.
Useful for you to be in it, so you'd know when to come meet us again after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Belinda, Clifford,
Belinda's always happy to.
and Clifford.
would wag his tail.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ursula and Garen.
We can't have Garen yet because we're not with him.
Yeah, and Ursula's left to go and
Cool.
get him.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so I think that this is an okay little setup. No, honestly, the way that Ursula was humming and hawing earlier, maybe this is for the best.
Okay.
So it's just us, Varro, Clifford, and Belinda.
Okay, so Ursula comes back into the room
Mhm.
with Garen, and you can see Garen would look around you all, look at Io a little confusedly,
Mm-hmm.
and then turn to you all and say, "Yes."
This is our friend Io, the paladin.
That we
You
spoke
turn
of.
back to her and
Wink.
right.
She's feeling a lot more like herself.
I'd
That
say about 2/3 of herself.
2/3 of the way there.
and there'd be like a burst of like mirth across Io's face at that point as well, and she'd chuckle. Yeah, and you see Garen say, "Pleasure to meet you." Io would hold out her hand, and you'd have that awkward next moment of Garen would politely refuse.
Oh, sorry, he can.
He's allergic to celestials.
We think.
Not just them. but-
Sorry, Gan. We really, really just kind of fill in the blanks here. You've never clarified, we've never asked, but like, don't
It
touch
seems-
him.
He's not being rude. He's just he can't.
Oh, my apologies, and Garen is like, "Thank you. You summoned me here?
We have a plan.
Excellent.
There's a new plan, a new option.
A new plan. Okay.
We
Start-
reveal him with the whole thing.
Here's everything that we've discussed in the last hour and a half.
Oh my god.
We
Okay.
start with the fact that the bit we don't like is that this was originally the cult's plan.
Yeah.
We're
Oh.
mad about that.
Yeah, we don't like that bit.
But we have the best of intentions, so it's going to be fine.
Something about the
We
road
just-
to the road to
The road to
hell.
hell.
How does that
Yeah.
go again?
We're already there, we can't go any farther.
That's true.
You've got another 8 layers.
the road out of hell.
It's paved with bad intentions.
Yeah, the cult had they were they're on to
Is it
something.
okay if somebody's already done the bad bit and then for you to continue that?
We're just yes anding.
Yeah,
It's improv, baby.
we are absolutely improving.
Okay, so you catch him up on that was the cult's. He already knows what the cult's plan was, but reiterating that
Mhm.
and then say, "Let's continue with that. Here is Io. She can do this," kind of thing.
Yes,
Okay.
this will save the people. This will get everybody out of here.
How much detail are we going into that in terms of, like, obviously Io wants to have her own divine domain? Are you telling him that?
I don't think we.
Is that not kind of key to the plan? It has to be her domain for her to be able to transport it.
That was part of the
Yeah.
cult's plan. So I think we just say that like that's still part of the plan, but probably leave out the bit that like she's eager for this or something. Like
Okay.
we'll not speak for any of our motivations. We'll just say that we're kind of keeping to their plan.
And anything about the citizens?
That from said divine domain,
If people want to return to the material plane, they
Th-
can. They
they
don't
can.
have to. It's up to them.
yeah.
Okay.
But that once they're out of hell, they'll be safe.
Okay.
Fed and watered, safe, healed, able to go anywhere in the multiverse from there.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. You see Garen take that all in and, like, turn to look at Io and say, "Is this true?" And she would nod. But yes, I know if I am whole, I can take this city to my own domain. It will be mine.
Aside from having your own domain, what is required to become a god?
It's less of a physical thing. The
Yeah.
domain is obviously a physical
Yeah.
thing, but it is also a belief.
So just if enough people believe in something, it happens?
It can. There are many ways that one can become a god.
So if
It
you
doesn't happen often.
kicked ass hard enough with the chains and enough people saw it, could it just
It
happen?
could just spontaneously. Spontaneous
Potentially?
ascension.
That would be rad as hell. I'm just
It would.
saying.
Certainly help, I
Yeah.
believe.
Mm.
I'm not. It would depend on whether or not they believe me to be a god already, or simply an angel.
Oh, is there an element of like gaslighting to be like, I am a god, for them to be like, she's a god, and then
Checks
you
out.
become a god? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of deal. Sorry, I shouldn't have used the word gaslighting. That has a negative connotation these days. It's been 400 years. You got a lot to catch up on.
To some extent, it would. Some angels become powerful enough to potentially be gods. It's up to them whether they pursue that, if they can even pursue that. I both have the power and the ability to pursue it. When I'm whole. But if people don't believe that I am a god, then they're putting their faith in a person, and it doesn't quite work that way. Bearing in mind, I could become a failed god, a failed ascension.
And what's the connotations of that?
My divine domain would crumble, my power, whatever extra power I would gain from becoming a god, would wane. And I wouldn't be able to stand on the same plane as the gods.
Can you try, fail, and try again?
I believe so. I believe that I was splintered because it was thought I would try.
Well,
So I believe that many gods, if they see a child taking the choice to ascend, they tend to stop it.
here's a thought. It's probably not a very good one. But what if we pretended that it happened already and all the gods believed you to be a god? Would that help?
Who are we hoodwinking?
What I'm saying is that if having people already believe you to be a deity is part of being a deity, then surely for having a lot of gods be like, oh shit, she went and did the thing that we were worried that she was going to do, which seems entirely predictable, would that not help? Give you a boost for them to in a split second believe that you were a deity? Would that not really help
It
boost
would.
you to becoming a deity?
They would certainly know if I wasn't, but
We could mask
considering
that in any
we're very
capacity.
close,
It's true.
it's possible that they wouldn't notice whether I crossed the line, essentially.
Interesting.
Particularly if I either have the faith of the people or a domain.
Okay. Maybe I could ask Chantia to like spread that message when we're like on the cusp of godhood, and that might tip you over the other side.
Is there anything that we, as people with a vested interest in this happening, like would a religion check, for example, help Adolin recall any means that we could do, like, I don't know, I'm imagining something like an earthquake that like shatters buildings in the shape of her divine symbol, like the little diamond with a circle in it.
You can roll me a religion check if you like.
Cool. We'll need a bunch of jerry cans of petrol, and we'll start that one. Massive fire.
What check was it?
Religion.
You're like, let's burn Promar down again, because that seems to be the theme.
We can like start a bunch of fires on like rooftops around the city in the shape of her.
Lena's not in the fucking bond. She was the only one that had.
I don't think she had religion.
She
I
had
think she
history
had
and arcana.
history.
Did not? Did we not get somebody finally? Oh no, it was history that we were like finally.
Somebody's got history.
11.
11. With a natural 1, I'm not sure you would know.
You have plus 10 too.
Expertise.
Oh yeah.
Expertise and no intelligence. But yeah, plus that.
Wow.
This is a raw talent in being religious.
I think burning the city sounds like a pretty good idea.
It's wild that we've gone this far to be like, yeah, we should definitely set Pearl Mire on fire again.
Just burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
Start from scratch.
Third time's a charm.
Start fires. In a city made of stone.
Ellie, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't. It's fine. By Worldcon, you're going to be beautiful again. I'm so certain. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were going to bring, to say it again, we're going to bring her up to the meeting whenever Mr. Matthews calls it. Sir Matthews. What's his name? What's his title again? Is he like High Warden?
I don't think so. I wouldn't say I'm right.
Something close to that.
We just keep calling him by his full name, and it just
High Observer.
High Observer. Yes, whenever the High Observer calls the meeting, we plan on attending with.
And you intend to tell him that we're going to make Prelmire a divine domain to a god that
No.
none of them follow.
No, we don't want to tell any of them that because it will not be one of the gods of the Knights of Ash, and therefore we will be seen as heretics and traitors, and presumably thrown in jail.
May cause some arguments. Not all
Just
the council members are followers of Torm.
That's true.
What's the
William
ratios looking
is-
like?
I mean, it's quite evenly split across the three,
Yeah.
with the
alright.
exception of the High Observer, who can only be one person, and happens to currently be William, who is a follower of Torm.
To be fair, we have figured out how to split people into thirds.
With a sword?
I'm just no.
It was a joke because I find it Io.
Right. And again, you get that like burst of laughter from Maya.
I'm glad that she's finding it funny.
She's on board.
This is good. This is good. Her coming back out of her shell.
Yeah.
It's nice to have an NPC who just wears their emotions on their sleeve.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it's
Yeah.
not like, 29 insight. You're not sure. We weren't planning on revealing our full hand at this. More that
Juncture.
Good
we
word.
are pursuing an additional option. It will still require the chains to be removed, and that we'd like to proceed with that.
So you intend to remove the chains
Yes.
Yes.
and then try and jump Prolmire from Avernus to its own dimension.
Yes.
I mean,
And you see like Io would jump in at that point and say, not try, I can.
see?
Love the confidence.
Look at this woman's confidence. Who wouldn't believe in her?
She has that like manic grin on her face again a little bit.
Yeah.
And Garen's like, okay. And everyone that does not want to stay in this new domain
Doesn't need to stay.
does
They
not.
can go
They
home.
can return to the material plane safely.
Yes.
We'll still have the
To-
cup.
Where Pearlmire
To the
was.
lake that is now Pearlmire.
I guess.
I assume that we can tweak it so they don't get dropped into the middle of a lake.
Honestly, by that point, we might have leveled up high enough that we could put them somewhere a little bit easier.
Maybe we'll just learn the gate spell.
Yeah, like I said.
Don't suppose you got a scroll of gate kicking around back there.
Would have bloody used it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Right.
But we're not telling any of the Knights of Ash this.
Not yet.
Right.
It'll just cause more infighting, which is really not what we need right now.
No, we need a united front, particularly to remove the chains.
Good lord.
The gurgle didn't get past.
I did not.
No,
No.
it has gotten stuck. So
That's
we are going into this meeting with the Knights of Ash, and we will be telling them that we are continuing with the original plan.
Yes. What?
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm an idiot. I
What?
should have read this spell. I thought I was just on the same plane. I can transfer people from plane to plane way easier than I thought.
What?
I got transport via plans.
Did that do interplanar travel?
I didn't think it did. I had that moment. I was like, Rosie, you never actually read it.
Does it need a living tree?
Magical link between a large or a larger inanimate plant within range and another plant at any distance. Oh no, it is on the same plane of existence.
Oh.
It's really spaced weird, so I got confused. Sorry.
What was your question?
I'm
What
so
do
sorry.
what do we tell the knights?
We're about to go into a meeting with the Knights of Ash. We're about
This is our very human friend Io, who's a paladin and has agreed to help with the chains.
I would highly recommend that we do not introduce her.
Yes, I
And
don't.
she can simply stand
She's
at
clearly
the back.
not human either. Look
Uh,
at
Good
the
point. This is our
ears.
very elven friend Io.
I agree with Garen.
She
This
can
is
just
my
stand
other
back,
cousin from the farm.
We don't introduce her, she stays at the back.
Like, yeah,
She,
like Lena and Varro and everyone. Like, you can just
Yes, introducing her
hang
will
out.
draw a lot of attention to her, which is, I presume, what we're trying to avoid.
Yes.
yeah. I'm afraid that also means you'll need to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
No,
Who are we speaking to?
Isle.
I think she.
Oh, you were
can
talking
do
to
that.
Garen.
Garen's like, fuck you.
No, Garen. It's Isle. Like,
I have faith in her.
I can do that.
As in, if any Knights of Torm start to say things that you might not like to hear, I don't know if it would come up, but
I will not smite them down as they stand, if that's what you're asking.
that's what I'm worried about.
I can
Just wanted to bring
Just
that up.
absolutely deck him instead.
play quiet for a moment.
That would be much appreciated. And yeah, shall we just tell them then that we're proceeding with the original plan of breaking the chains and using the cup? Because that gets us the support to break the chains. And that's when we put our plan into action of we fly Io out into the city, does a couple of loops of the temple
Mm-hmm.
in all her awe and majesty.
Actually, sorry, I'm thinking about that inaccessible alternate, like that pocket dimension that we killed Arva in,
Mm-hmm.
and that probably would be weirdly accessible to Io to fly about.
Sorry,
What?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking way farther. I'm just thinking that old man wizard was like, "Oh yeah, we'll make a pocket dimension and we'll put everything in it." And I'm like, "Well, there is a pre-existing one. We talked about it was there, but it's hard to get to."
Build a tunnel.
I'm just saying that when we get Pearlmire off here, then it would be kind of easy to load up, and we could use that as a little bit of a bridge to get things back to. Doesn't matter. It's not relevant to
Yeah,
this
okay.
at all. I was like, wow, she could really get around.
Okay.
Cool.
So
We had a.
we're going to lie to the knights, sort of. And we're going to try and keep the meeting focused on how we're going to deal with the chains.
Yeah, because we do need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we will be raising another god, essentially.
How do you feel about that? It's not usual that you get to interview them before we commit, so first
This is
impressions.
I don't know you. And I don't particularly want to. I don't wish to have anything to do with the gods.
Honestly, a really sound choice.
Yeah.
Retrospectively, would go down your route.
I am unclear on whether or not being transported to a divine domain will kill me.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Surely everything is inherently a bit of a divine domain. No?
I would suggest that a god's plane of existence is significantly
Okay.
more divine than...
So maybe we gate you first with the cup.
Oh, right.
We gate you out here.
Do you mind us asking what the nature of your allergy is?
Has anybody tried to remove curse?
I
I
imagine.
assume you must have at some
Must
point.
have.
I have tried that, yeah.
Is it a curse or
I believe so.
from what?
Is it some sort
Something
of
from my past.
punishment?
I believe it was meant as one, yes.
You have access to a super powerful individual who could maybe lift it.
Can I?
She's right here.
With the because Adolin's still wearing the old armor. Is there any I don't know,
Don't remind me.
his eyes flick over to that? I want to see if there's any inherent thinking back to that period of his life. I'm just nosy. I'm just curious.
Sure, you can roll me an insight check if you like.
Aye.
Advantage.
Thank you. 25.
Wow.
25. Okay, I think with 25 you would see Garen is a very guarded individual. He doesn't display his emotions very often. He doesn't get surprised very often.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the 25 you would see a flicker of pain, but not much more.
Okay.
This man is an enigma.
He is. Well, that was just me being nosy. Not really plot relevant. It's fine. Hopefully he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't die. We can get you out here.
That would be
You could
nice.
stay here, and we could come get you after.
in
I think-
Avernus.
I think it's the worst idea, but it's an option.
I think that is a very bad option. I do not believe I would survive
Is
long.
Kyle gonna get back in time? Like,
What if we put you
Oh
in
my
a bag
God,
of
yeah.
holding, and then you're not in the domain, you're in a pocket
that's a
dimension.
really good
And
idea.
we just give you a little breathing straw.
That's such a good idea.
I believe when the bag's open, it counts as like roughly
Oh.
the same dimensions. So,
Well, then we could close it. It's got like
You can breathe
10
for a
minutes
while.
of
so
air
a
in
bag
there.
wouldn't do a human.
It's
No.
got 1,000 bees.
There's a whole
Portable
thing
hole.
about no. I meant with a W.
Okay.
But there's a thing in the bag of holding thing where it explains how much breathable air depending on how
Yeah,
many
so you
people
can.
there are.
Yeah, but it's
So,
also
like-
got a length limitation of how big an
Yeah,
object
so
you
if
can put it,
he
which
hops
is smaller than a person.
You can curl up and be small.
No, because he also has to fit through the.
Yeah.
Enlarge and reduce.
I have to reduce on him.
Potential.
We pop him in there.
Anyway,
Right before we hop on to the other one, I think Kai is onto something here. I think we can do this.
I've had a genius.
I bet
plan.
that Lena has a large reduce.
Probably. Someone here will.
Yeah, for sure.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And then we can just hop him right off again off the plane.
I appreciate you taking my life seriously.
Always.
It seems like we're making a joke, but these are legit suggestions.
Our most wacky solutions are often the ones that work best.
If this saves the city, I am okay with dying.
Oof, that's dark, man.
You suggested killing me 10 minutes ago.
I would bring you back. Would
Like,
there be?
There'd be a flicker of confusion across Karen's face at that,
if
but
you
quickly dismisses it.
I'm assuming you've not actually tested the context of this curse, but you've touched holy people before, I would assume, and it's maybe hurt? Like, do you think that if this place was radiant enough to, blast you away, would there be anything left of you? Could we revive you after the fact?
I don't know. I have never
No, but I'm
been
asking
to a divine
your
domain
best
before.
hypothesis based off of, just the evidence that you have been able to accrue over the past, however long it's been that you've been cursed this way.
I've never been able to step into particularly holy places.
Did you try and it hurt, or was it like a physical barricade?
It hurt.
Okay. Was it like a smouldery, alley burny hurt, or was it like a pins and needles hurt? Was it a stabby hurt? Was there
Describe your pain.
was
On
there
a scale of 1 to 10.
was there a physical
I would have described it something akin to holy fire.
okay?
Ooh.
Did you see a damage?
No, I did not push that hard.
Okay, so no even burnt tootsies or anything like that by putting your foot over the threshold and you're like, ah shit, fuck, that hurt.
It hurt, but I still have all my toes.
That's pretty promising. That does mean that if you die, your body probably will still be about. We could probably bring you back again.
Hopefully there's no...
Potentially.
And maybe
I've never
without the
lingered
curse.
in a holy place.
Immolation.
But full disclosure, if I have to kill Kai, then I can't do this to you.
That's plan D,
I
at
only
least.
have one diamond, so I have to pick.
That's very kind of you to offer.
That's me.
What?
That was his time again. Don't
Yeah, my
judge him.
Gurgle. Gurgle, gurgle.
Okay. So we've had the discussion with Garen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are we now just going to wait for the summons to the next meeting? Is there anything else that you want to discuss?
If we're just waiting, shall I go pray?
Go pray.
Try.
Try pray.
Two towels?
No.
To saloon.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Ugh.
Do you want a health action in some capacity?
Can expertise in religion offer the help action?
No.
But this is very religious.
It's very personal.
We've shared a lot. We're all pretty bonded.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to find a quiet place with a
Quiet.
bowl of water or something.
Bowl of water. I think I probably have a necklace charm amulet type thingy, because they have done... Saloon was their god before, and they've done that one time we did a burial rites on the middle of a boat
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Oh.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Way
they'll
back
have
when.
something.
Oh, no, that's throwback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember those harpies that we couldn't fight?
God, we were bad at this. We were so bad.
It's just things with wings
Yes,
seem to be our downfall.
exactly.
Things with wings. We'll go with that category for deadly enemies.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we settle down
Yeah.
and we focus in on the inner peace and hopefully try and establish divine connection.
Yes.
Do you have anything that's like, you have a symbol for Saloon,
Mm-hmm.
but do you have anything that like connects you intrinsically to her, or
What do you mean?
like an artifact, an item, obviously she's quite connected to like the moon, the stars, navigation, stuff like that. I think you would know that like trying to bring together things that would help you connect, because she's not
Here's a stack of navigation charts.
yeah, like that kind of vibe of like you're trying to connect to a god that you've never connected to before. Bringing together a lot of things that she would have a connection to would potentially help.
Yes.
Compass.
Yep, got a compass, got navigation tools, got navigation charts that probably include star charts somewhere.
Okay. That you're like, oh,
These are... We've not seen the night in a while. Here's some star charts.
some star charts. Okay.
Okay.
And we settle down to pray.
Yes.
Okay.
Try praying.
What do you do? Like, do you just like try and like just throw your consciousness out? Is there more of a like? Do you say anything?
I think whenever they've done this before with like, Talos or with the
Abela.
Adolin, I was fully about to say axolotl.
Very cute. But
Too
not
much
quite
Gravity Falls. They've tried to like find the mental connection first and then just talk.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of same vibe, because like they probably prayed before, but that's just we're gonna sit and we're gonna pray, and maybe you're listening and not actively tried to find them before.
Okay.
Maybe the navigation charts can help. Here's the compass. Where do I mentally go?
Where do you mentally go? Oh, okay. So like focusing in on the compass.
Yeah.
And maybe like the glass on the face of that. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So I think like sitting down and focusing on that, getting yourself surrounded by the items that you've chosen, the bowl of water, which is a necessary component to all this bullshit. But like a bit of like
Is this a
religious
real spell that you're looking up?
I base it on a spell.
Okay.
Candles, that kind of thing. Maybe a bit of incense if Kai is interested in that kind of thing.
It's a scented candle.
Scented candle. There's totally one just kicking about somewhere in the cupboard.
We're in many temples.
Many temples.
There will be things for rituals.
So I think focusing in on that, I think immediately there's like a sharp tug back the way
No.
around your gut. But you can keep trying to put like drown that out essentially,
Yeah.
and focus in on this direction that you're trying to push.
The trident is still here and like within eye line, but
Okay.
not on my person.
Not on your
In the
person.
room, can see it. It's not getting nicked.
It's not getting nicked. You've shut the door, maybe locked it, maybe put a chair in front of it just in case, kind of thing of like, that would be a loud noise. Cool. Okay. Take a moment to like eye it for a second and then focus back in and try and like push through that tug. I think Kai is the most adept swimmer of the three of you.
Yes.
And has probably spent a fair amount of time doing that. I think, like, focusing down into the compass, you get this sort of sense of weightlessness, of, like, floating on the surface of, like, a calm sea, a bay, a lake, something like that. And I think you'd still feel that, like, sharp tug around your midriff down into the water that, like, starts to mean that you have to sort of fight to keep yourself with your head above the water.
Also familiar with this.
Whereas, like, you can see, like, opening your eyes in this sort of vision space, you can see the moon and the stars above you. and you can feel the light of the moon like on your face. It's like a cool light. Do you keep fighting that tug?
What does it feel? Does it feel like Talos, or is it just a tug?
It feels quite.
Is it violent? Is it what's?
It feels like you've got almost like a leash around your midriff that's getting yanked back.
I don't want that. We keep fighting.
Keep fighting. Okay. And I think, like, fighting your way to the surface, each time it like tugs you down, like your head goes under the water a couple of times, but you keep fighting your way up to that surface. And I think on one of the times that you break the surface, the moonlight like hits you, and you feel yourself almost lifted slightly to the surface of the water, and there isn't a next tug.
Oh, good.
And you feel safe, but momentarily.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm still in the moonlight.
Yeah,
I guess this is when I start talking.
if you want.
Cool. Hello? If you're listening, you probably know what's been happening. Gods are kind of omnipotent a bit. Long time, no talk. I am in need of protection and guidance that you will hopefully be willing to aid me with. I do not want to follow Talos. I do not want to do what he has asked, and I would like to destroy the trident so that no one else can be cursed with it in the future. Yes.
What a good angle.
If I try and do this on my own, there is a high chance it will result in, at the very least, my death. Which I'm not super on board with, but if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But some help would be appreciated.
Okay. And I think there'd be a moment where there'd be like a ripple in the waves, and you'd see like a silvery fin come up out of the water as something is like obviously approaching, and like looking around in the water as this like thing approaches you, you can see like this silvery elongated like almost koi fish type creature with like long tendrils coming off of its face and things, and it would circle you a couple of times before you'd hear a voice in your mind that says, if you're already bound to another, I am not sure what I can do for you.
Do you know how I could become unbound?
Destroying the trident would most definitely unbind you, but as you say, it would probably kill you in the process.
Yeah.
Are you not willing to die for such a cause? To prevent any others?
Well, like I said, I would be, but if there's another option, I would like the one with the least amount of death.
And like you can see like this koi fish is like circling you under the water. Not like menacingly, very like hypnotically, I guess is the right word for it. You'd hear the voice again like speak out through your mind. It's very like pointless, if that makes sense. It doesn't have a direction.
It's just there.
Yeah. And say, would you follow me in return?
Depends what you would ask of me. Other people have in the past, and then I have been tricked and forced into things that I did not agree with. I would not do that again.
You would want honesty from me.
Yes. Just a laptop charger.
Real quick.
Real quick. Where's the... There.
Your first offering for deity.
Power! Power! I bring you power! Typically I would ask my followers to spread word of me and to hopefully gain more followers.
That is doable.
Being the champion of another god, you would need significant protection from him.
Mm-hmm.
And that would take significant resources on my end.
Mm-hmm.
It is not right that you've been forced into a pact that you don't agree with. But is it my place to stop that? Or is it your own?
It is my own, and this is how I'm trying to do it.
I would offer you this. I can sever your connection to the trident,
Mm-hmm.
but not destroy it. And all I would ask is that you be a follower, spread the word, travel.
The trident would still be an artifact.
It would, of Talos. And it would be your choice what you did with it.
Immediately reattuned. No.
Your quest
No, wait.
to decide what happens to the trident. That would require significantly less meddling from myself and significantly less ire from the trident's owner.
So I would no longer be attuned to the trident. I would no longer be cursed by it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would no longer be the champion.
I believe so. I'm a little unclear on whether or not Talos would still attempt to claim you as the champion. That might be down to him.
Neither of us are telepathic. We cannot see the future.
I certainly cannot.
I meant we. Anyway. And in return, I tell people about you?
Spread my word, yes.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior?
It's essentially what she's asking you to do.
Oh, but you could do them with John tunes.
Good too.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a fair deal.
Okay,
Okay.
very well. And you'd see, like, the koi fish would, like, go from, like, a very slow, like, hypnotic pattern of swimming around you to, like, it would suddenly dive and
Oh.
disappear into the depths beneath you. And that, like, safety, like, lifting sensation that you had would, like, suddenly drop a little bit. And you'd feel yourself, like, plunge underneath the water into the dark a bit. And there'd be this, like, one last sharp tug around your midriff before you'd feel it, like, go taut
Mm.
and snap.
Mm.
And I think you'd, like, lurch forwards at that point, like, gasping, but in the room that you were praying. And if you would please remove from your character sheet any of the trident's
Get out of
abilities.
there.
So you are no longer attuned
Oh,
to the trident.
goodness me. Good
Ooh.
job.
Woo. Where is it? It's somewhere. I just won't use it. I don't remember which sheet it's on.
Yeah, there was a fair amount that came from that. I don't know if you have the exact jotting down of that, I guess.
I think I do.
Okay.
Goodbye, Water Weird.
Oh yeah, there it
I
is.
guess we'll not be seeing them again.
Yeah, the water wave came from it.
The
We've not used the water weird all that recently
No.
anyways.
So you'd lose. So it was a +1 spellcasting focus. I
yeah,
don't know.
but
if that,
I had a plus
Okay.
one anyway.
the
The rift pool,
yeah.
the water weird,
Yes.
resistance to lightning, immunity to banishment, And Armor of Agathis once per day.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, Armor of Agathis is pretty good. You sure?
I don't think I've ever used it.
No. Alright.
I kept forgetting it existed
Nah.
until we were already in combat, and then it was like, this is a whole turn.
Well, you're a warlock anyway. You have access to it. Let's always get a free cast of it.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
So yeah, lurching forward,
Yay.
you can feel that your compass is the right word. Sorry, is like cool to the touch in your hand. And like turning it over, I think what you can see like on the back now is like a symbol of saloon, like engraved into it.
Really?
Cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Hell
Awesome. So you now have the trident still in the room with
Yeah.
you. But you pack up all your navigational charts and things.
Pack it all up. Wrap that up in something because I can't use it anymore.
Just be like, you can go with 10-foot pole.
Yep. And you pop.
I have a magic quiver if you want somewhere to like keep it that's out of sight. Just stash it in there. That's why I kept a longsword for a while. And the oathbow. Before I started like giving out weapons like candy.
You're like, I have so many magic weapons. This is wonderful. Oh no, I'm giving them all away.
It's a magic golf bag, it's full of like... It's a sword, a bow, a fork.
Fork! Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you like to do next?
Go back to where everyone else was.
Okay.
Okay. Belly, do you want to shove this in a cup?
I'm sorry, what?
The trident.
It's not gonna kill you if I take this. Sure. Is it successful? Does that mean that it all went well?
Now we just gotta break it.
I try and snap it over my knee.
I think
Ow!
it hurts. Quite badly.
So that's where
But-
that bruise came from.
If we put it in the... I'm saying put it in the cup, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That would make it not magical anymore.
It would potentially drain it. It
Yes.
might.
It would still be an
not
artifact.
destroy it as an artifact.
It would make it easier to... It would be less powerful and easier to destroy.
Potentially,
Yeah,
or
it'd
it would
also
certainly offer whoever next tuned to it significantly less power.
It'd be less appealing.
You wanna try shoving it in the cup?
I try shoving it in the cup.
She's like, take the end of the triangle and like dink, 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 dink in the top of the cup.
I don't think this is what you planned. It's
No.
not working.
We can put it in the golf bag for now.
In the golf bag for now. You know.
Put it in the party golf bag. Okay.
Well, that's really good. I'm really pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's one less disastrous thing that could conceivably happen.
Like a weight lifted off you.
Yay.
The future of that other poor fellow that we met in the underground maze will no longer await you.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Anyways, the meeting happened. You missed it.
Oh,
They found us out. We're all going to jail.
shit.
I
You
was
weren't even
dead.
there to tell them everything.
No.
Okay, so we're now like kind of waiting for this meeting to be called, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it wouldn't be too long. It would be maybe an hour at this point. Because like, I think you got up stupidly early this morning to go up to the library.
We
is my
forgot that
understanding.
rounds were 6 seconds.
So you've managed to fit in a couple of hours in between like finishing that fight and this meeting kind of thing. Because it wasn't meant to be occurring until like 10 a.m. kind of time.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cool.
But yeah, so eventually a runner comes and gets you and calls you and says, William is the High Observer is calling the meeting. Please come. You've been called. So we all go back together.
Yeah.
Varro comes and brings Lena with him as well.
Lena wasn't coming.
She didn't want to come to the mini meeting, but she wants to come to the main meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
'Cause-
My bad.
The mini meeting, she'd probably have to talk to Garen.
I
The
understand.
big meeting, she's not anticipating having
There's
to
some
talk to him.
buffers.
She can, her and
Yes.
Varro and Io can sit at the back.
Yeah.
And listen. Be
There'd
quiet.
be like a little bit of a glare from Lena towards Garen and like absolutely trying not to look at her.
The drama.
Drama. Has Kyle come back? Like, do we see Kyle on the way into this meeting?
Where is he
No.
at?
You haven't seen it.
He is he's penned
He
up in
needs to
Glas's
leave.
basement.
He'd probably love that.
Oh, for sure. He's given up on Perlmar. He's
He needs to
lived his
get
best life.
back, otherwise he's never gonna. Like, he'll just come try to climb up the chain. It won't lead anywhere, and the city will be gone.
Like carrots.
I made a deal.
I made the deal to get us out. Oh, you're already gone.
Ah.
I sold my soul for this.
Somebody must have a way to contact him, because someone was telling us yesterday how his work was going.
Garen was telling you some updates, yeah.
So if they're getting updates, they must have a way to contact each other.
Potentially. I don't think you discussed that with them. You can if you like. You have a bit of time with Garen before you go into the main meeting if you like.
Do you have a way to contact Kyle? Just in case we leave and he's not here?
Directly. I can ask a cleric that has sending to attempt to send to him.
Cool.
But they
Speaking of, who has the sending stone?
I think it's still me.
And Urshu?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that Ursula's got the other end.
Okay.
Cool.
So we head back up into this sort of big meeting. It's roughly the same people as before, where it's a mix of lots of the different factions of the Knights of Ash. You see William the High Observer enters. Garen does go and stand in his usual position of like lieutenant, essentially, to William off to one side, whereas you're stood more with like Ursho.
Yeah.
As almost your own faction, but Ursho's sort of there representing the Light Ravens as well. It's a
We're
little
sort of
bit of a mix mash there, yeah.
we're
But
sort of
Garen's
Light Ravens.
also representing the Light Ravens. So. Gregwin is there. Sir Siren is there with a few clerics.
Does Gregwin notice Io as we enter?
Why Gregwin specifically?
He was on the list.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the cultists' top dogs.
You can roll me an insight check.
I'd love to. You have insight, don't you?
Nice.
Plus 8 is 21.
21. I think with the 21, you would notice that a few people would clock Io as they walk into the room and like take your party in. Gregwin being one of them. That he would like half step at that point as he like whips his head round to look at her. Eyes widen slightly and then continues to his place.
I suppose that's something we've not asked Io is like, oh, do you like know many Knights of Ash in your capacity as a paladin? Of like, do these folks just like know you as like a freelancer, effectively?
You haven't asked her that, no.
No. Can I just like lean in and like get, while people are filing in, there's a bit of hubbub, just like lean in and kind of whisper that as like, do any of these folks know you in your capacity as a paladin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless they know of me without me knowing of them.
That's possible. Or they know of you.
Yes.
No.
You like with a capital Y.
You with a capital Y.
Ah, yes. She chuckle.
I think Adolin just starts kind of like mentally, like clocking which folks paid attention to Io on the way in.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think you would immediately... Like, Gregor is a very obvious one. You'd see that Sir Kresgen is here as well.
Which one's Kreskin?
That's the Owlin.
Is that the Adolin?
You know him as the Owlin. Them as the Owlin.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh,
Cresswell.
Kresak, sorry. Oh, I just went from the name.
Sorry.
Kreskin's... Oh, that rings a bell.
Who's Kresgen? Jesus.
Good
I
question.
should know this. Here we go. Krasat, yeah.
Yeah.
Sergeant Krasat. So Sergeant Krasat would clock Io as well. You'd see like their eyes would like widen slightly before they would take their place in the room. One of the clerics that comes in with Sir Siren would also like clock Io as they come in.
Is Maurice et al. There?
Maurice
The
and
nerds.
what is the other one?
Somebody's name began with an L, somebody's name began with an N.
Yeah.
Not super helpful.
Uh,
Lythor and Nimin.
Nimin. I think Nimin's the one that sleeps.
Yes.
Sorry, it's Maurice.
What a helpful note. Maurice, Lythor, and Nimin are the wizard nerds.
That is
So
sufficient information.
Niven is the one that sleeps. Maurice and Lythor would have come in with William,
Is
essentially.
the implication that they don't sleep ever?
Don't really know. Niven's just the one that's always seemed to be asleep
He
when
was
you
asleep
visit.
one time.
But yes, Maurice and Lythor would have gone in and like stood like kind of behind William as essentially like advisors kind of thing. Neither of them appear to like clock Io though.
Got a list of names from a top table. I don't think I have the list of names that were on our list though.
Who's the list?
The list of names that are on your list.
The list of the list.
The list. Let's see. Dead. Probably dead. Probably in Dust Elm.
Gosh, where was
Gregwin. Hermount, Greyblade,
there we
and Clarendon
Yeah, I agree.
I
Yagri.
agree.
Yeah. Do we ever meet them?
No.
I'm not sure. Oh well. We have just effectively swept in and stolen all their glory. Like these people put in the
They
work.
did the work.
They did the work and the crimes. And we're just going to reap the benefits.
I mean,
Yeah.
Crime doesn't pay.
that's what they get for dying.
I think there'd be an additional person at this meeting that wasn't at the previous one.
It's Quasi. It's the cat.
You can see that it's like a bronze dragonborn has walked in as well that appears to have like a couple of knights with him.
What's their vibe?
A bronze dragonborn?
No, I mean,
Tall,
like, do they have...
authoritarian?
What's the word?
Armoured.
Armoured?
Knight of Ash.
Yeah, they've got quite
religious
obvious like.
insignia. That's
Oh,
what
right,
I'm meaning.
right. My apologies. Yeah,
Are
they've
they
got
a knight,
quite.
a captain,
It
monk?
looked like it might have been quite fine armour at one point, but it is heavily dented at this point with chunks out of it. You can see that he quite obviously has quite a big scar running down his face that has got like basic healing done, but nothing fancy. And it like his plate was obviously quite heavily stamped with the insignia of Bahamut.
What's Bahamut's deal again?
That's the platinum dragon.
Law,
like
order,
lore,
navigation, protection.
Yeah,
Good
sort of.
protection.
He's a good deity. Lawful, like good dragons is one of his main domains, but also like lawfulness,
That's
justice.
So niche.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I know this?
Difficult.
Do I know this person by reputation at all?
I'm not sure this is somebody you would have ever met. I think you'd be able to have a good guess at who this was. It's most likely another one of the generals who's part of the council. And given the description of the bronze dragonborn, you might be able to get it if you've got the list there.
The list I had of people at a top table. No, it doesn't seem to include any followers of Bahamut. The only ones we've met are Yonan Stormfane,
Yeah.
Field Marshal, Knight of Ash, Male Dwarf, Fuller of Tyr,
Yep.
Lady Whitmore Stone,
Yes.
General Human Female Torm. That's all I got.
Okay. I think you would know that this is most likely General Zolani the Fair,
Cool.
who's a paladin of Bahamut. It's
Dope.
unusually quite young for a council member. Dragonborn don't usually live as long as humans, and certainly not as long as dwarves or elves or anything like that, but he's still unusually young for being a general.
What was that name again?
Zolani, it's spelled Xolani. Zolani the Fair.
The Fair. Bronze Dragonborn?
Bronze male dragonborn, paladin of Bahamut.
They sound cool. I like them. I like the cut of their drift.
They're quite obviously.
Their drift?
Cut your jib, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, isn't it jib? Because I
Jib.
still don't know what a jib
I-
is.
Don't get nautical reference.
I also don't know what it is.
Yeah, it looks quite obviously like he has been fighting and like semi-recently as well. It's quite possible he simply just hasn't been really in the main complex for many of the impromptu meetings before, simply because he has been out there fighting.
Cool.
And, like dealing with the troops and things.
Top guy. I dig it.
Is that true?
Guy? Great.
Male.
The sign of a completely beaten to shit suit of armour is like respect. And not just you need to learn to parry.
Not you need to learn to parry, but potentially like You've been in the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, like the last few people would sort of like Fathomless. This is a slightly larger meeting than the last one, quite simply because it's been called in advance. More people have managed to like shift rotas and stuff like that to actually attend this. And you'd see William would draw everybody in and say, "Thank you. Thank you all for attending. I appreciate this is trying time and difficult to get a meeting of this size when you're all needed elsewhere. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this. We need to make a decision about the next steps for our city and what we are doing. We cannot continue as we are, simply because we are not gaining any ground. We are always losing. I'm hoping," and he sort of turned to your group a lot more, of that you may now have some more information for us to tell us what is going to be happening and what our options are. He's looking at your group quite expectantly at this point in time.
Right behind us.
The cup.
Oh yeah, we charged it up
Yeah.
part of the way last night. It's not overcharged, but it is functional.
Leveled.
Okay, and what can it do?
What
It
can it
can.
do? Let me just. I was on a
A
different
jib
note.
is a triangular sail at the front of a boat.
No, there's you.
Is it like a little sail or something?
Okay, so the only things I actually have down are like the character sheet stats.
I think
Did you send it to us in writing?
Yeah, I sent
skip
it.
and the blink of the eye and stuff like that. All of that stuff. There was no specification of like, and also it can be used as a gate to transport people interplanarly. Like, did I ever get a read on that, or is that just something we're
I think
projecting?
you very
could
much have the
conceivably
impression that
happen?
all of the artifacts, the instruments of light, are capable of a lot more than you ever got them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that might there's no reasoning to you as to, or I guess I'd leave it to yourself to figure out the reasoning behind why it's not doing everything that you think it should do. Like, it should be entirely possible that cup could at the very least allow you to plane a travel if nobody else.
Afraid to miss her, I guess.
Because you would know that Inazor,
was able to bop about.
He was able to jump.
We didn't know. Did he have a particular like affinity to a deity?
I don't think you would know that.
Yeah.
You haven't spent much time researching.
No, I it's not in my notes.
Like, you know this is an artifact that's connected to Mistra, but I'm not sure you would. You haven't really put into any work at this point in time into exactly how you could level that item up through its like basic
I
things.
guess I'll relay that and I'll be like, it might just be because my like connection to it is brand new, that I have not been like won its trust to that capacity, or like I need to like try out all of its little kind of features before I can unlock the next one, or maybe I do need to try and like commune with Mistra a bit and figure out what's going on there. Maybe Clifford can put in a good word for me. I don't know. It's not got the capabilities we're hoping for yet.
So it doesn't have the capability to take the citizens home.
No.
Not
It
at
can
this current
transport
moment in
me
time.
from like here to over there tomorrow. Because I used it twice today and I'm all out. Like,
Like a flicker of confusion, but okay. So one of the plans then is already invalid.
yeah.
We cannot move the citizens without
I'm still working on
moving
it.
the city.
It may just be that it needs to be overcharged to transport that many people. Is that what Sir Siren was gonna research?
So Siren was going to look into the effects of being under somebody else's domain
that was
and
it.
how we could do things like planar travel with like whilst you're in somebody else's domain, particularly like a powerful creature's domain that could potentially block such
Was it the
travel.
somebody was researching it? Was it the wizards?
It's Sir Siren and his clerical group were focused on that, yeah.
On overcharging the cup.
No, on the domain.
Yeah, no, was
intricacies.
somebody not researching cup stuff though? No,
I think that was left mostly with you because
we gave all the notes to the wizards.
I think gave the notes for the rituals to the wizards, so I think their job was to try and figure out if they could recreate Ava's ritual in reverse and send the city back to... Yeah.
Is that not what we're talking about just now?
I don't think... so there's a difference between them understanding the ritual versus overcharging the cup, because the overcharging the cup is like a component to the ritual, as it were. It's not done as part of the ritual. Or it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yes, but right now are we not talking about how to use the cup
We don't know how
as part of something to bring it back?
to bring what back.
The city. Is
Yeah, that
not
would
what
be
we're
the
talking-
ritual. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think we're on
That
the
you
same
need to
page.
overcharge the cup for.
Yes.
So I don't think the wizards were in charge of learning how to overcharge the cup. They were just in charge of could they recreate the ritual.
We didn't know.
Yeah, that's what
we didn't,
saying.
Yeah, we didn't need to figure out how to overcharge the cup because we do already know it because we knew how to charge it.
He said
so
we
do
don't
that,
know
yeah.
how to use the cup, but we do know how to, and it's the wizards that were researching
Yeah,
it.
but I think you're talking about the ritual to actually transport the whole asset because we gave them the booklet.
That's what he asked us.
Yes.
No, he said that.
That wasn't Kai's deal. That was.
Yeah, so he was asking whether they could transport just the citizens out. And you've kind of confirmed that the
we
cup
said
can't
no.
do that. So that's that plan out the window.
And then the next part that he was talking about was what you were pitching, but they have the research for all of that, which is the whole city moves out because of the overcharged cup.
Yes.
Is that not
Yes.
where we're at?
Yes.
That's what you were trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Anyways,
Moving on.
Start the conversation again.
take two. Let's try again.
Okay, sorry, I don't quite know where the conversation's gone.
Doesn't matter. So yeah, it's not a totally ruled out possibility. It is just not an immediate accessible thing. But I can keep on working on it, and also we need to break the chains regardless if that is ruled out. That's just like gonna be a really good thing to get done. And also whilst we're out and about, maybe we can find some more artifacts to melt down to power up this cup with if we are going to overcharge it.
Okay. So we're going to go with the plan of trying to overcharge the cup to jump the city back to the material plane.
Currently, yes.
Okay.
We are planning on transporting.
That is a lie, isn't it?
We are trying to transport the entire of Pearlmire. That is our first intent.
Kai just agreed, and so did Adolin.
I
Those
can
were
roll
lies.
deception.
I would like some kind of deception roll there, because those are lies.
Does anybody
Is
have...
my understanding, because that's not your intention to get the
Yes.
Pearlmire back to the material
I
plane.
mean,
Adolin's
okay,
saying quite.
in I'm going to argue something here. How much insight can you really read in a monosyllabic response?
Yeah, he didn't speak. He went, yeah.
No, even you just saying yes, like. I'm not saying that you should roll for it. I'm just saying that like it's good. Surely that like
I think
warrants
we're lying.
getting a good read on it. Yeah, but it's a real.
I would
quick
argue that
lie.
if I gave you a monosyllabic response and
We
you
would
were like,
insight check.
you would do it and
I-
want it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there shouldn't
So
be
I'm
an
going to
insight
go
check.
forwards with it, please.
I'm more thinking that I don't know. You deserve a
What
bonus.
dice are we
Do
feeling
I
good
have
at?
any?
This one.
Does anybody
Deception?
else have deception?
I don't
I
have
don't.
deception.
Oh, okay.
I just
Wait.
have good charisma.
You just need somebody to have deception, don't you?
Yeah, just anybody who's in the
I don't
party
think
at the
anyone
moment.
does.
Can I give can I like they're paying attention to you mostly. Could I do like a little mumble in my breath and just give you some guidance, or is that a terrible idea?
I think that would have to be in prep of knowing you were going to lie, kind of thing. Whereas this is after the fact.
That's fair.
Nobody in the bond has it,
No.
do they?
That's what I was thinking.
Barrow? Deception?
Oh.
I mean,
I'll just keep doing this.
yeah,
Until we know.
yeah, he's a knight, but he was also
Getting
part
all
of a
ones
cult
out.
for a while.
He was. Yeah, where is his character sheet again?
Where is he at?
So this is the bit where like
Yeah, at one point I think I wrote down everyone's proficiencies, but I I don't remember Varro's.
Varro does have deception.
Oh,
Yay!
Varro has deception and insight.
I knew we kept him around for some reason.
so
Just his ability to lie.
Exclusively.
so advantage.
Yes. Thank God. You take a different. You sit over there with your 2. You. Oh, much better.
Oh, yes.
23.
23, okay.
Beautiful.
Varro's like, I help. Okay.
How to lie to your boss by Barrow.
Okay, you can see like William would like scrutinise you as a group for a minute, for like half a second, sorry, but would just continue. Okay, so we need to be sure that we have everything in place before we remove the chains, because the chains will not quickly be reattached, but if we leave it too long, they will be reattached, and we will have to re-go that process. So, I guess my next 2 questions, one to yourselves, and one to the mages, is: are we ready for that? Do we know how we are overcharging the cup, and do we know if we have everything we need for the ritual?
For the ritual, the cup needs to be more charged, which means we need more magic items.
We have the trident. We have other things. I don't remember the list.
Yeah,
We've spent everything on the list.
We've got like 11 points worth.
Like
Technically, arguably 21 if we count the sword. But we don't really want to melt that down.
No.
So
Was an artifact worth 10? I thought it was worth more than that. But we're also like...
I think it was 10, was it? No?
I don't remember.
I'll check the table. We have the trident. Are you going to reveal at the meeting that the trident's now...
I don't think that's pertinent.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily apparent either. It's more of a-
Artifact 10.
Okay.
So we need 30 charges.
so-
We have
21.
currently 11.
21.
21? 21.
Trident and sword. Let's be honest. Like, like they are things that we have that we are capable of, and then your fishing rod.
But what do we tell them? Like, we tell them that we're still short.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are 9 charges short of overcharging.
Ideally, we would like more than that because some of these artifacts are pretty legendary.
I would
Is
argue
there
they were
anything-
artifacts, which
Yes,
is better than
one might
legendary.
say they're artifacts.
Yeah, I think if there's anything left in the vaults that could be used to fuel this...
But if we go
consider it.
attack the ritual's not long, like, so we could go
doing
fight the devils, break the chains, and maybe pick up some magic items from them, because they've been ransacking this entire place. Like, they could have some decent gear on them that we could utilise to our advantage.
Potentially, yeah. I guess. Sorry. What kind of discussion is it? Is this in the room discussion, or is this you doing this sort of in your heads to sort of?
I thought we were saying
Or
it
as
out
players.
loud.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Because the general discussion here is that you, like, Io doesn't need the cup to splinter
They don't know that.
the
no,
domain.
we're not really
No.
talking about that, period.
But it means that you don't have to have this. If you are going with that option, you don't have to overcharge the cup.
But
No.
right
They
now,
don't know that.
No.
So
right.
we're trying to
yeah.
have this fake conversation. We know we don't need this,
Yes.
but...
They don't know, so
They're,
we're still
they're-
having the
they're
conversation
not going
pretending
to
we're
give
going
us
to.
the blessing to go attack the chains if we don't have, like...
Everything for the...
I
Like,
guess.
for
Yeah.
the ritual
I guess
that-
there's a little bit of a question there. Are you going to lie to them, or are you going to spend
No.
time and potentially risking lives
No,
looking for the resources?
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
Well, we have to.
I'm trying to reassure them that going and attacking the chains right now, we just
the
need
right-
to that we could probably get the magical artifacts that we need right there.
Right. Okay.
We only need 9 points worth. That's not a lot.
That's like 9 + 1 weapons between
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
of the armies that we're probably about to go fight. They will have that.
Absolutely, and like, and then what we come back, it takes like the ritual takes like an hour. They're not going to be able to pull chains, like connect chains and pull it all back down in that span of time. So like, this meets our means, yes, or reaches our ends, but also, it is the right call for them too. You know,
Okay.
even if they're not aware of our other potential plan of action, it's gonna like this is the next step regardless.
Right. Okay. I follow. Okay. You see William would nod and say, so remove the chains. We're likely to pick enough magic items up during this process
Mm-hmm.
to...
Yeah, grab as many as you can see on your way.
Okay, and then we reconvene, gather everybody that survived the attacks back up, bolster the defences, and then
Yeah.
conduct the ritual.
On the telepathic bond, I'm just going to mention briefly, we did briefly mention, like, we might allude to, like, oh, there's a potential other line of, like, inquiry. Should we just mention that there's another thing that we're looking down, or should we just not even acknowledge that as a possible thing?
I think don't acknowledge it.
Yeah?
Don't draw any more attention. Yeah.
Okay. Just means that this is going to really, really blindside them.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Mhm.
They'll live.
They'll live, and hopefully
Quite
so will
literally, that's
the rest
the
of the city.
point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess, like, maybe Ursula would... Is Ursula in the bond, actually? Sorry, I don't know. Have you put Ursula?
We
I
know
don't remember.
he was
no,
only
he wasn't
getting
there,
Garen.
so he's not in it.
No,
he's not
you would have
in
had
it.
an opportunity to recast it, but yeah.
Nah.
Okay, maybe Varro then would have like gently pipe in and say, if we tell or allude to that option and then it comes to light and they're not happy with it, it also potentially puts us in the awkward position of looking treacherous.
Mhm.
Oh, I suppose. But we're going to look treacherous regardless.
Potentially.
Let's not say anything.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
Just wanted to check.
Okay, and you would see like William will have moved on once you'd sort of concluded your bit to the mages behind you and asking them how they were getting on with Arva's ritual and whether or not they think they can reverse it. The mages seem pretty confident. They think they've got enough spell casting materials. They think what they can do, instead of having to find Arva's original location, because of the way that she conducted it, she needed to conduct it at the heart of the city.
Mm.
They think that they can do it by doing it in the centre of the main temple
Mhm.
without having to go down to Arva's
So we're just
original
like a little
temple.
above.
Yeah,
That's
they,
good.
there's a little bit of
Good, 'cause
discussion
that
of
place
we think
caved
it
the
might
fuck in.
cut the bottom of the city off so you don't have that bottom bit,
That's
but
really funny.
that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Sphere of effect has like been moved up slightly.
Yeah.
They
essentially.
were just going to leave a bowl.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit of a sort of
Cute.
slither of ground,
Mhm.
essentially.
So funny. I like that.
Yeah, so they have a bit of a discussion with that, and you can see William like umming and ahhing about like potentially that could destabilize the city, and it probably will to
Yeah.
some extent.
Pedantically, if we're slightly higher up, surely that means we don't need to break the chains. Because, like, we'll just leave that bit of the earth behind. I know we'd still need to magically, but it would be really funny if they're just wrenching it and then it all crumbles and there's nothing above it anymore. The city's just gone.
Yeah, and then he was like, "We'll just scoop around the chains." Thank you very much. Yeah, so like William sits and ums and ahs about that, but there's a lot of discussion between everyone of it's slightly better to have a slightly crumbled city. So long as we keep everybody like together in the main temple, it's we're likely to be able to keep them safe as perhaps the city crumbles in on itself slightly. Particularly if there's a lot of paladins and clerics and you give them a bit of time to rest after the chains fight, they will be probably able to protect everybody as the city shifted and settled. So William would seem quite satisfied with that. There'd be a bit of discussion backwards and forwards between a few of the different groups about the logistics of it, but William seems pretty satisfied that the plan is about ready to go. Potentially tomorrow to give enough time for like
Recalling patrols and letting them rest.
giving them some time to rest, getting the civilians ready as well to either potentially defend the temple as backup guards, any able body at this point kind of thing, as the Knights of Ash essentially troop out into the city because they're not leaving anybody behind to sort of guard the temple other than those that they have to. So there is a bit of discussion about how can they defend the temple while everybody's gone, essentially, and there will be a small contingent of knights that is left behind, but it is mostly going to be like civilians that are going to be armed with whatever the hell they have.
Yeah.
And does anybody have anything to like input into that in terms of?
I think Adolin would definitely look at other people in the group, and when he says maybe as soon as tomorrow, and there's a massive sigh of relief over the bond, like, oh thank God he's not going to make us go today. We are so tired.
Okay. Then the discussion would move on to who's going to be the 3 strike teams. As soon as that discussion kind of starts, Sir Zelani immediately stepped forward and says he will lead a team to one of the chains. He's very happy to do that. He has been fighting out on the sticks since you landed in Hell, and he's very comfortable that he can lead a group of men, a group of knights to success.
What an odd situation to be comfortable in.
There'd be a little bit backwards and forwards. Gregwin would offer to take the second group, and you see William would start to turn to yourselves and say, I would truly appreciate if you would be able to take the third.
We agreed to this yesterday.
In the previous meeting, this was what the thing was, wasn't it? It was we were to, we'll be capable of that.
Thank you. And that way you are comfortable in your own group's ability to take one of these raids by yourself. I do not need to spare knights for this, only the mages that are required to remove the chains.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Magically, above the table, what is the deal with that? Is a mage going to have to sit and concentrate on something?
Essentially,
Yeah.
yes.
Would Lena be able to help with that?
So they're intending on sending 3 mages with you. It only requires 2, but they're sending a backup.
Oh, that's so sad.
Because they do believe that they are going to die.
Did Lena use hers already? Is she out because she countered?
Well, this is tomorrow anyway.
Oh, this is tomorrow, yes.
So essentially, they're going to do a ritual around the chain to get the chain to unlock, essentially. It's not like it's a counter spell or something like that. So this isn't something that Lena intrinsically knows.
Okay.
She could potentially back them up. She's a wizard. She has arcane ability, and perhaps with a bit of learning, she might be able to help them. But it's doubtful that she'd be able to do anything. She wouldn't be able to do one of the main mages' work. But she could go and she could support. She has a lot of capability for that and things.
Makes sense.
In which case we will have an extra wizard along with us.
Love that.
The super
Most
back.
certainly, yeah. So your goal would be to get these 3 wizards or mages to the chain, to the actual physical anchor point of the chain. Let them sit and do their ritual. That'll unlock the chain. And then you just get out of there. You don't need to drive the devils or demons back. That is not a necessity. There is a brief discussion at that point around the room of what happens if we jump and there's still devils in the city, and William sort of says we're going to have to deal with them. We're going to have to deal with that.
I bet they would fry in the upper plains.
Sunburn.
Unless they're wanting to, maybe that's their plan, and they want to piggyback up there so that they can infiltrate.
They want to defect.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, so they sit and discuss about there will be other forces we can call upon on the material planes to help us rid us of these devils. Hopefully that will be enough. If not, we will technically be launching several legions of devils into the material plane, but I'm not sure there's anything we can do about that. There's a bit of discussion that there's a lot more logistical discussions around the actual strike teams. You can see it is basically what is left of the knights getting divided between the other 2 groups. Quite simply, he's putting a lot of faith in the fact that your smaller group could do what an entire legion of knights can do.
I mean, we have before.
Essentially, he has a lot of trust in you through Garen. Essentially, and I think you might be able to see a little bit of flicker of uncomfortableness on Garen's face.
We did the thing at the bridge.
Throughout the discussion, yeah.
I don't think that's why he's uncomfortable.
No, I mean as reasons for people to have faith in us.
Yeah, I don't think that's why Garen's uncomfortable.
No.
Mhm. But because we've told him this isn't our plan.
He is essentially lying to William at this point, or by omission.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that gets divvied up. The Light Ravens, Garen and Ursha would offer that the Light Ravens could help and organise a lot of the defence of the temple, because they won't be as helpful out in the city doing actual combat. That's not really what they do, but they can help organise the defence. They've got fighting ability, so if it comes to it, they can help defend the temple. But Ursha would offer to go with yourselves as part of your strike team, if that's of use.
Probably.
Ursha? How weak is he?
Above the table.
Above the table?
Compared to Barrow, where's he at?
I don't know, he looks quite strong.
Barrow, no. Ursha, what level are you?
I'm not sure I don't think I have an answer for you that you're gonna like. I can't tell you that he's like a challenge rating 5 creature or something like that. You've seen him fight before, he's a fairly capable fighter.
Yeah.
How he's gonna do against devils and demons, not sure.
Are his fists magical for the purposes of overcoming the resistance? And does he know stunning strike?
No.
Oof, oh boy.
Do you think Ursha would be helpful?
I mean, it would be. I want to use the mini.
Yeah, the mini's cool.
The mini is
And having more people with us
It
is
would be
always
really
helpful.
good.
Yeah.
I would love to see him beefy. I would be sad to see him dead.
Mm.
But then all of my brain shut up and I was like, but that mini, we're not using it properly yet.
Ever at all. Yeah.
No, he didn't have that many when he was in the last fight. Okay. It's up to yourselves.
Yeah.
You want to take him or not? Okay.
He's so much taller than Barrow.
He is, yes.
Mhm.
To be fair, he is on a rock.
He's from a different printing service. So.
Mhm.
Okay. So William gives out orders for the groups to sort of splinter off and get organised and things like that. Essentially, you now have quite a long time to yourselves. You have a long rest plus a bit of time throughout the day, because you can't long rest for some time. They're essentially going to be doing this strike next morning. Morning isn't a thing, but yeah, so that everybody can get organised.
Well, in that case.
So you will have a bit of downtime, a few hours, before you then need to long rest again.
Maybe we could go heal some people. I'm now thinking I have a bunch of spells that maybe there's a little bit of prep that I can do for tomorrow, but that's just a bunch of slots for Goodberry. So Goodberry makes 10, right? Yep. And I have...
You got any stuff left that could go into ring spell storing?
I have 10 slots left. 1 to 3. What are you after? Have a wee nosy. Tell me what you fancy.
Love and absorb elements, love a haste.
Yeah, I
Do
got...
you have a protecting from evil and good?
I do. Actually, I don't think I prepared that today. I'm so sorry. But I could prepare it tomorrow if we wanted. But I have got a haste. That's a 3rd level.
Gotcha.
I've got an absorb elements, so that could be once, 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. I prepared Thunder Wave. That would be quite fun when we're on the lip of the world and to blast some
Blast
people
stuff
off
off.
the edge. If you wanted that, but that would require getting kind of close to the edge. Is protection from evil and good just for tomorrow? Does that scale?
With spell level, I think
Yeah.
it's only first.
Protection.
But
It might scale of additional creatures, but that's the only thing I can think of.
It doesn't.
no, but the
That's
effect of all extraplanar beings with disadvantage to attack you, that's great.
That's really good.
That's so
it's
good.
concentration too, though, which is a bit of a bummer.
So I couldn't have that and haste going at the same time.
Yeah.
But
Again,
Yeah, that's
I
well
wouldn't
done.
be able to give it to you. Oh wait, that was the other one. This is the. Okay, sorry. Legacy is the same.
Questions?
I wouldn't be able to give it to you today. Is the issue? I don't have it
that's okay.
until tomorrow.
After breaking the connection, does Kai still have Warlock levels?
So I'm happy to leave that down to you as the player, because I don't want to fuck with your build. so close to the end of the campaign kind of thing. So if you want to keep your warlock levels, you're welcome to. If you want to take this as a chance for roleplay to like strip out your warlock levels and build Kai slightly differently, I'm also happy for that.
Cool.
Okay.
There you go. Do you want any of them?
I think I'm going to take 2 of Rosie's if that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take an Absorb Element, Protection from Evil and Good, and Haste.
Yeah. Awesome.
What level? Sorry.
First, for Protection from Evil and Good, which I think will be tomorrow morning,
That's
and then
fine.
a Haste the third.
And then absorb elements, which is first, right?
I still have 1 left in it from the fight today.
Okay, so you
I'd
don't
spend-
need that. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have any 3rd level slots left today or anything, do you? Oh no, you had all your 3rd levels, didn't you?
I have a bunch of everything. Does that help?
Not unless you know haste.
No.
Sorry.
Would Io, given that we've now got a bit of a day to chill, and we know we're not going to be, we're not planning to use the sword for what we just told everyone we're going to use it for, would she want to have some time to do her thing, recombine, and then get used to being herself again before going into battle? Huh?
She's very eager to do that, yeah. So I think you get to the end of the discussion and you start having these like internal discussions of, oh, can you spare a spell and things like that. And I think all of your passive perceptions are high enough to catch that, like, Gregwin, as the meeting is coming to a close, would like refocus back on Io a little bit and would like cross the room to catch Sergeant Krezak. Why can't I get that name right? I'm sorry, Krezak. And pull them to one side. You can see them like whispering to each other as they're walking out the room.
Do we want to talk to Gregor? I wouldn't mind talking to Gregor.
I mean,
I've been like gearing up for this confrontation since 2 campaigns ago.
shit. All right. Well, then
Okay.
I can't say no now.
When I was a little
we have to talk to Greg.
I was a little kobold and Gregwin threw him over a garden wall.
Let's kick his ass.
Gregwin is a NPC I've pulled forwards from a previous campaign.
And chances are he's on our side now and we're not going to kick his ass, but
He's about to lead one of the strike teams, so I think you would get into a lot of trouble if you kicked it that.
Yeah. As they go up to leave, I think I'd stand up, I'd kind of mutter to Io, like, do you recognise that night in particular? And kind of nod towards Gregwin.
She look over and, no?
Okay, I think he recognises you. I'm gonna go see what he intends.
Okay. Do you want me to come with you?
No.
Okay.
I don't think this will turn into a fight. I think we suspected him of being in the cult.
Ooh, my cult?
Yes.
Yes, your cult. And then as they go to leave, I kind of like wander up and ask to say to Gregor, excuse me, sir, moment of your time.
See, like, he would freeze for a second, and Krasat would look at him, but Gregor would refocus and say, of course. And like gesture down the corridor a little bit, kind of thing, so that like you're out the way of the main door of the room, so people can continue to file out. But he only stops like a few steps away from the door.
Okay.
Krasat does follow.
If he's comfortable like stopping in the corridor, I'd stop and ask. So you're looking at our companion. Are you familiar with her?
See, like, he visibly shuffle uncomfortably a little bit, and you can see Krasat would like Owlhead swivels round to look who else is in the corridor.
We can find a side room to discuss this if you prefer.
And you see Gregwin would nod and say, yes, this is not a conversation for... open ears.
Cool. Duck in a side room. Over the bonds, tell people where I'm going, just in case they hear a yelp. Need to come rescue me.
You start getting pummeled in the background, and you're like, Adolin, where are you?
Get pummeled through him over the wall.
Gregwin! He's got a holy avenger! He's throwing me into a wall!
Why is it always walls? So you duck into a smaller side meeting room. It's again very bare. Like anything useful has been stripped out of these rooms, kind of thing. So yeah, you'd see like they would step in. I wouldn't have said they're like menacing or anything. Like Krasat like closes the door behind all of you as you step in, and then like essentially stations up next to the door and like leans against the wall to watch. Obviously looking to Gregwin to kind of lead the conversation. So, yes, I am familiar with your companion.
Am I doing an intrigue?
Are we just hanging about outside?
I have no idea what you two have decided to do. And do you want to like leave? Do you want to stay in the main like room with like Ursho and stuff and like hang about roughly in the right area? Because everybody else is filing out. Nobody else is going to be using this room, so you can stay in this sort of main meeting room if you wanted, which is not far from where Adolin is.
I think I'd have fully said, like, this could go badly. Gregwin might try to kill me. Just
I don't
FYI.
want to be that far away.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We're just tailing. I'll be a bee. I have nothing else to do today. Do you want me to just turn into a bee and just be like around a corner?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
Mhm.
Let's do that.
Okay. Polly
Yubby.
turns into a bee and
Yubby.
buzzes along the
I can just
corridor.
be like on your lapel even.
Garen sees you sort of
It's a
disappear
brooch.
and is like, alright,
Gotta get used to that.
Be
this has
right.
happened.
Be right. So, sorry. BRB.
You see Garen, slight exasperated look. And just leans against one of the tables and back in the main room. Like, if you're not making any moves, kind of
I
thing.
might hang
maybe,
out
like-
outside the room that they're in.
Okay, so you may be like 30 feet from the door of the meeting room that he's ducked into.
Okay.
So it depends on whether or not you want to hang out exactly outside that door or just like at the door of the room you're in, so you're just like 30 feet from that door, you know? What vibe do you want? Do you want like super,
What's
like
your vibe?
obviously close, or just sort of like near?
I would like to look more casual than this.
Okay. You could like stand like in the corridor, like leaning against
Yeah,
the wall,
I will
and
stand and lean against a wall.
Like-
Maybe be vaguely intimidating.
like 15 feet from the
Sure,
door that
yeah.
okay. And Lena and Barrow would gently ask for, what do you want us to do? Because otherwise they're just going to stay in that room.
Do you want to stand and look intimidating with me?
Lena would definitely want to do that for the simple reason that gets her out the room of Garen.
Yeah.
So she would come and stand next to you, and it's essentially like checking her nails. She's not really doing anything useful. She doesn't know how to be intimidating. She's just like
You
annoyed.
get advantage for it.
How about razor sharp nails? Okay.
Yeah. Have a dagger.
So I don't think that any of these doors are particularly wearing well in the situation. So I think there's
not surprised.
more than enough gaps for a bee to buzz into the room if you wanted, Polly. It might be quite loud, because if I remember correctly, bees aren't immensely stealthy.
Yeah.
So
I
it's up
could
to
be
you.
anything. I don't need to be
Yeah.
a bee.
It's up to you.
I could have well ticked into a bee that doesn't buzz.
I don't think that exists.
A wasp.
Or
They
doing
make
a
noise.
Pardon?
They make noise.
They're not nearly as buzzy.
I imagine it makes roughly the same noise as a bee as it like flutters through a small gap. Do you know when you get like
Fly. A moth.
any flappy thing against a window and
Yeah.
you just hear the
I will not. Listen, I'm not an idiot. I'm not polymorph myself. No, I'll stay an appropriate level of.
so like outside the door, but like maybe like next to a crack so you could dive in
Yeah,
quickly.
that
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay. Okay. So Adolin, you are inside the room with
Mhm.
so Krasat and Sergeant Krasat and
High night, Gregwin.
High Knight Gregwin, who is sort of contemplating his words quite carefully, I think. Of that would be the Paladin Io, yes.
It's the name she's given us.
the name that I know her by. She was in the city when it jumped.
As far as I know, I believe she's been acting as a bit of a rogue knight, out in the city helping people since it's been in Avernus.
The city needs all the help it can get.
She'll be assisting my group during the attack on the chains tomorrow.
Right. I'm sure she will be of help.
Why did she catch your eye? Huh?
You can see sort of like flicks a glance at Crassa, who just shrugs their shoulders. Do you have the symbol like on display still? Is that tucked
No,
in?
it's just tucked in.
It's just tucked
like,
in. Okay.
I'm contemplating, but like, oh, that'll be a nice icebreaker if you just pop that out.
You see, Gregor would say she was a person of interest that I was investigating before this happened. How do you know her?
I met her at a Temple of Saloon on Little Shark some time ago, after it was attacked in a raid. This is a raid.
It's a raid.
In a raid.
And see, there'd be like a little bit of like confusion there as he like thinks it through. Right. Okay.
I believe she then made her way to Dusthelm and then to Perlmar.
It is a shame that she was caught up in this. He's eyeing you really suspiciously at this point.
I'm fully where I'm at my depth here. Like, I'm a very junior knight, and he is like very high up in charge.
Yeah.
Honestly, I went into this conversation not quite knowing what I wanted out of it.
Yeah, what was your goal here?
I don't know, beat shit out of him. No, it's not beat shit out of him. I don't know, I don't want to... I'll fish out the holy symbol.
Okay. You see his eyes would widen slightly and say, right. So you're aware of who she is?
I believe you are as well.
He nods slowly. And you can see like Sergeant Grasset in the background would nod as well.
Wasn't talking to you, Al. I believe I gave him a lot of shit the other day when we were.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I believe you may have put him under investigation.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better about that now.
See if you can find out how committed they are to their original cause.
That's a good angle. Thank you. I was completely floundering in the
Talking
conversation.
to them about something.
Just going, what do you know? What do you know?
You're just sort of eyeing each other like, yes, Io, the paladin, a person of interest.
A person of interest.
Anyway,
Anyway.
about your day, soldier.
Stuff the symbol back in. And say, have you experienced many setbacks?
He'd eye you for a long time, like, yes, considerable ones. Ones that I believe that you had a hand in.
Well, I do somewhat frown on raiding temples, consorting with fiends and undead and slaying innocents, but...
So what?
Of course, who wouldn't?
In any case, I believe that the people that carried out those raids, even if their methods were undesirable. Their end goal may currently be what's best for the city.
Oh boy, oh.
You see, like, his eyes would, like, widen slightly and say, truly?
Can I, as a bee, insight check?
Yeah, I think so, because I think that's like that's a poly-based thing, not a bee thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an internal thing. I can't remember what the right word. Mental stat. So yes, you're not relying on the bee to be like, I can insight check a human.
Is this a flower? Does it make honey?
Exactly.
Oh,
You've not polymorphed.
Oh, I didn't roll well. 16.
16. I mean, that seemed like genuine surprise when Adolin brought that up.
But like,
He's obviously been quite cagey.
like a
with
yes kind of surprise, or oh no.
genuine surprise of,
Okay.
oh, I did not expect that kind of thing.
Ah.
He's obviously being incredibly cagey, but I'm not sure you would know whether he's like lying or anything. I'm not sure he's actually said enough to make a lie, you know?
That's fair.
Could I insight check?
If you want.
You have advantage. Roll better than me. Nice.
26.
5 out of 10.
He doesn't seem like he's lying. It does seem like he's genuinely holding back a lot of information, but whether that is relevant information or not.
Does he seem positively excited about it? Is this like, oh my god, my goal is back within reach?
I think there's like obvious surprise across both their faces as well. And then maybe a bit of confusion as well. I don't think there's any like, yes, evil glee or anything in his eyes or in Krasat's eyes, but yeah, I don't think you get anything like overly nefarious, more just like confusion and shock that's there before the composure like settles back down. And he says, interesting. It was my understanding that there was no further avenues there. What with our High Priestess gone?
No, there's still an open route there.
After spending so long actively attempting to stop this,
We did an about turn very quickly.
why,
It's funny how often that's happened in this campaign.
why are you now pursuing this? Or attempting to make me believe you're pursuing this?
We're close to whatever the end of this is. And I didn't think this needed to be kept much of a secret anymore. It was the methods that were being used that we were trying to stop. Crimes, thefts, similarly. Obviously we failed, and here we are now. And in the interests of saving as many people as possible, it seems to be the best solution.
He nods slowly. And I'm guessing you've no intention of telling the High Observer this.
Her legacy is one of betrayal of Torm. Siding with her would be probably seen as heresy in the eyes of the Knights.
Quite possibly. Quite likely.
She's been given a choice in this. She will not be manipulated by anyone. What happens next will be down to her.
It was my understanding that she wasn't capable of doing what we needed her to do without all of her shards. Has that been resolved?
Where do you think we've been for the last couple of weeks?
It's not something I concerned myself with.
It's not a problem anymore.
You see, like, his eyes widen again at that.
Oh boy.
We're better at being cultists than them.
We are. We get shit done.
It's true.
You see, nod slowly and say, very well. May the lady watch over you. And he'd start to like head towards the door.
We might need to kill him.
Why?
Can I? With
Turns
my-
back into Polly
With
in the
my,
room.
with my insight check, can I see if that was like sincere or he was being a little shit when he said that? Like, if he was like, "Oh hell, fucking yeah! I mean, I'm one of her followers, actually." Ta-da! Or was it one of those like, "Ah, yeah, best of luck."
Um,
I'm about to go rat on you.
Like when people say "praise Jeebus."
I think there's a bit of like smugness to it as he says it,
Mhm.
but I don't think you get any like maliciousness behind it. It's almost said as a genuine like is it blessing? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
That people say like God be with you,
Oh,
may
it's
the lady
like
watch over you.
it's like when people from the south of the US go, "Bless your heart,"
Bless
and you're
your-
like, they're clearly
That's an
saying-
insult.
Right,
they're
not as
saying,
condescending
go,
as
go
that.
fuck yourself.
Yeah, not as condescending as that. Yeah, it's a genuine saying for Eofiel.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I don't
trying to
think
figure
the
out the-
annotations you get from his voice gives you anything. There's a bit of smugness in there, which I don't think takes a massive leap, particularly with your insight as well. That is from he might actually succeed in his plans, kind of thing.
I was right.
We're back on track, kind of thing.
Back on track.
But I don't think there's any like major maliciousness behind it or anything. So yeah, he's moving towards the door.
The chains will still need to be removed and destroyed.
Of course.
Other than that, you best of luck for the model and your mission.
And yours. Best you succeed.
We all need to succeed for this to work.
We do. Or we will lose more innocents.
I think I let him go at that.
Okay. Yeah, he would open. You see, like Sergeant Crassat would open the door for him, and then like follow him out, kind of thing. They'd immediately come out into the corridor and find you and Lena sort of like menacingly leaning up against the wall, kind of thing. I can't imagine what Kai would do to look.
I like
menacing.
checking your nails.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Lena's
They're
certainly
just
doing it.
naturally
You're
intimidating.
popping the compass like open and close. It's doing something really weird.
You sound like a Cockney gang kind of thing.
Yes.
Victorian London, like leaning against a
Yeah,
wall.
'cause
It's got to be on a chain, hasn't it? The
Yeah.
navigational.
I
Like a
want-
little like a pocket watch.
Yeah.
I want you to be like you two and maybe your best friend to be like the party that we follow after this campaign.
Yeah, you see, like Gregor would stop a little short. I think, like Polly, you'd have to like flutter out the way a bit, otherwise, like the door might whack you as it gets open.
I'm too late, I'm killed, and I just pop back up.
Sudden Polly. Gregor would nod a little awkwardly at yourself and Lena, and step around you all, and Sergeant Crassat would follow, kind of nod again. You can see like his wing's been healed. Actually,
Oh.
their wing has been healed.
That's nice.
Is there a spark of romantic tension between?
Hey, remember that time we hid Ursula's fake dead body in a crate?
Oh man! Oh my god! What happened when he saw
Yeah,
Ursula?
I
It was
really-
like, I swear you were dead.
I don't think Sergeant Crassat knows that's you, though.
No, he doesn't know
But
it's
he
me, but
saw
he did
dead
hide
Ursula.
Ursula's dead body.
God, I totally forgot about this bit.
How busy is this corridor?
Like it's just
Did they ever find
five
the
of
body?
you now, with Adolin still
Yeah.
in the room, and I'm
Can
presuming
I
Polly is
stop
still
him
be.
real quick?
Yeah.
And be like, how shocked were
Crassat.
you? Yes. How shocked were you when Ursula was still alive? After you helped hide him in a crate.
See, there's a moment of pause, and before they would say, "The Dragonborn." Yes. And you see, like,
He's
they
like,
would,
oh, this connected so many dots for me.
Oh, that guy.
they would chuckle slightly and say, "Yeah, well, it's not the strangest thing to have happened recently, but it was interesting."
I guess.
Do you say that?
No.
How does an
That's mental
Adolin kiss
block.
with her little beak?
You'd see that they would grin at you slightly.
Okay.
Ew.
Why?
They would continue down the corridor, and you see they're starting to move into the main room as well. I imagine Adolin's like followed them out as well.
I think he gives it a beat before following them out. Like as soon as they're both out of the room, he's just gonna. Oh God! I can't believe I said that to the High Knight. Oh.
You did very well.
It's like I told off my boss's boss's boss.
Sort of, yeah. I did a better job than you.
And then like straightens up.
Head out to the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the murmurs of that conversation and maybe the background chatter on the telepathic bond, the group chat. Before you would see like Gregwin and Krasat continue down the corridor. They are very much like heading into the main room where you know Ursho, Varro, and Io are. So they're heading back into that
Oh,
room.
they're heading back into that room.
Yes.
Oh, I think we should get back in there. I don't want to leave Gregwin alone in a room with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. As I kind of go back in there as if to be like, all right, everybody, let's split.
Okay. You see, like Gregwin and Krasat are like ahead of you as they head into that room. But you see, like Gregwin would just stop like a little bit short into the room, like look over his shoulder a little bit, see that the lot of you have like gathered up and been like around him and Krasat and stuff like that. But notice that there's not really anybody else here. For he would just like place his fist over his heart and bow slightly to Io, and then leave the room. Kind of shouldering past you all a little bit. Krasat would follow in a very similar manner and leave. You can just see Io in the background just sort of grinning.
Really? Groveling obedience?
Deference.
Are you saying that to her?
A little bit. It's like a kind of like a quiet little like. Oh.
Is it? Or is it just respect?
Oh, I mean.
Who doesn't like a little bit of conflict?
Yes.
I haven't asked them to do anything.
It's like,
No, but
it's
that was.
going through her head.
I believe that was part of the initial problem.
Admittedly, yes, I should probably ask them to stop doing stuff. But maybe once we've dealt with everything.
I don't think some bows are going to end the world.
No, I suppose.
Plus, followers. I need those.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I can help them find a truer path.
Woo.
Very true. And actually, if there's nobody in this room or that, should we find like an even quieter out of the way place if you want
Do your
to
thing.
finish yourself off?
I would like that.
Which Adolin says with the straightest, most naive face.
I think
So cute.
literally everybody in the room
Jesus
would
Christ.
turn to you, like all the NPCs.
And I was like, what? What is it? What?
And I think like there'd be an absolute like raucous laughter would be from Io at that point. As like she would be laughing to the point where there's
She
like
gets
tears
it.
streaming down her face slightly. And just grinning at you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Oh.
Alan, I would love to find
No.
a quiet place to go and finish myself off.
Cool.
Would you all care to join me?
I was kind of hoping to watch personally.
This may be a good time to take a quick comfort break.
We will send it all just crying.
So yeah, I manipulate the computer. Let's take a quick 10-minute comfort break and we'll come back at 5 past. Thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thank you for bearing with us as we did our comfort break. So yes, we'll dive straight back in. We've just had all the meetings, and I believe we're going to go find a quiet place for Io
And the rest of us.
to watch.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Looking forward to this for so long.
It's what you dreamed about.
God. Okay. So I
Maybe in the library.
I would suggest that she wouldn't want to do it anywhere that's particularly connected to Tor.
Yeah.
But the library level seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Io, just real quick.
Yeah.
Where'd Myrtle, where did Dragon
Miriam.
go?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
You chatted with her before, right?
Yeah.
But she's not here.
No, she's not. It's odd.
Do you think that, like, she was bound and now she's free, so she came with and she just headed off? Or she was bound to, like, coordinates and she's still on the material plane at the bottom of the lake that's slowly building up? What are your theories?
Huh. I don't think she would have been bound to like a physical point in space, so I don't think it's likely that she's now sat at the bottom of a lake. She'd probably like that though.
But if she made it here,
My
then
guess
where
is
is
that her bindings were broken
Yeah.
when we jumped
Oh.
to
So she just-
Avernus.
Boots good. Good for her. I hope she's terrorizing some devils.
my worst case thought was that Joris and the others killed her.
No.
Oh, I
I
had
don't
not
think-
considered
Had
that
she still been
possibility.
bound? It's possible. I'm not sure.
Let's hope not.
Mm.
She might have simply left.
Is there any way of contacting her?
Not as I currently am. When I'm at my full capabilities, I should be able to contact her.
Having Miriam on our side tomorrow would probably be of great benefit.
Ooh, I could get her, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or if she could just fly to wherever is needed the most. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She might. I guess it depends what happened to her.
If she's here, if she's available. She's undyingly loyal to you.
She's a good friend. We've spoken to her many times over the years.
Does she count as a follower, do you think? Can
I'm
A
honestly
dead
not sure
dragon
she's
have a
sane
faith?
enough.
interesting.
She is certifiably insane.
Yeah.
Which may be a reason to not involve her tomorrow, actually. She may not be able to distinguish friend from foe. And that might put a damper on things if she accidentally wipes out one of the Knights of Ash groups.
Maybe if we bring her, we just bring her along with us then.
Yeah. Well, I can see about contacting her when I get to full power. And maybe she might not turn up. She might turn up when she wants to. She might not know where she is either. She is insane.
Yeah, she'd been down in that library too long.
Yeah, they should not have bound a dragon to that library.
Why did they?
She tried to wreck the place a long time ago and take it as her lair. Because the amount of knowledge that was there,
Okay.
she wanted it. And a series of mages bound her to the place as punishment. They didn't think it would last past death.
Ooh.
So when she died, it took a lot of people to get her body out of there.
That's so funny. I never
Mostly
even
because she kept
considered.
eating everyone that came down.
That's
wild.
so funny.
But also, no wonder going mad when you can just see your own body. For
Oh, that's grim.
it's so dark.
Yeah.
She's a good keeper of knowledge,
Yeah.
but that's mostly because she's insane and she hasn't got a clue what knowledge she has anymore. So, I would wager that Miriam knows more about the Sapphire Coast than anybody, alive or dead. But there's no navigating her mind to find any of it. So, if you need answers, you ask her and bloody hope that she can find where the answer is in her brain. And if she can't, she can't. And hope she doesn't eat you along the way.
We had a brief run-in with her. And she only stopped trying to kill us when we said we were... I don't know if we said we were friends of yours.
We
But-
did, yeah, we lied.
Yeah.
We were kind of. You gave us bread and soup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were looking up information on you, and she then tried to stop us, and it was only when we said that we actually, liked what we'd found, And then we'd spoken to you in Night at the Soup Kitchen and that, but she backed off.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm honestly glad she remembered me. She doesn't always. Her memories are not linear. She's a dragon, so her mind doesn't work like mortals' minds do. And then she's insane, and she's been dead for hundreds of years. It's not a good combination.
No.
Trapped in one place, she doesn't exactly get to socialise.
She used to be a silver dragon in life?
She did, yeah.
Shame it all went so south. Between her and the keepers of the library.
She got a bit greedy.
Should we head back down to that very same library?
It's gonna be a whole half hour.
What?
Just the 15 minutes walking down and then 15 minutes walking back up. I know we have nothing else to do.
Oh,
today,
I meant
but
like the main library.
Okay.
I figured. Like,
I understand, not the basement.
well, no, we don't have to go back down to the basement unless I particularly wants to.
I think I would be vaguely interested had it still been intact because she wanted to find books on herself and see what's been written.
Oh,
But-
we've done some research. I found what was it, children's book
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
on you. That was cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
am I the villain in it?
No, it was quite sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you were associated
nice.
with protection and guidance.
Yeah.
No, that's actually rather nice. I hadn't expected that. I thought most records of me would have been completely erased.
Well, I don't think I bought the book, so there might be a little kitty out there who's a follower. Could be your first saint.
That would
That would be really cute.
be sweet. Aye.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to make a note of that for next campaign that we're in this world. Hi, I'm 12 and
I'm a follower of Eoville,
yes.
the lady who watches.
Would you like some bread at this trying time?
Or some soup. She's well known for these things. And for watching. Okay. So yeah, we're heading back down to the main library, which is quiet.
If we can, we'll grab that same librarian that was like posted up outside the door and just ask him to do the same.
Stop anybody that comes in, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think maybe take a minute to organise that. But yes. You can certainly do that and head downstairs and get yourself posted up inside the library. Io would essentially just sort of find a space in the main library that is vaguely clear, maybe having to push a few tables backwards and things like that to like ensure that there is a bit of space around her. She's not 100% sure what's about to happen, but she's fairly convinced it's going to be fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep. I think we remain at a safe distance. Back up a little bit. I take it this is confirmation then that the remaining aspect, shard, whatever of you is in the sword.
I'm confident it is, yeah.
Okay. We were never certain. We weren't sure if it had been like taken and hidden somewhere else or locked away.
Storm found a bit of irony in hiding it in my own instrument.
No more fetch quests.
It was pretty candy. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy to get back though. There was a mad archer who'd been holding on to it for some time.
Oh, we're over there anyways. Like, yeah. So we've kind of got a 2 for the price of 1 deal. It's not too bad.
Huh. I mean, I guess, yeah, hiding it in the Feywilds is a pretty good way to mask it. Particularly an archway. I probably wouldn't have been able to get a signature off of it.
Yeah, they talked about having like some great pool, but like from the records, even when it was on the material, other than its pool to the trident, there wasn't that much of one. Did you have beef with
The collector.
No, with the trident. Who was he?
Talos?
Talos again. Yeah, Talos. They were very like inextricably linked for a time. That's why the collector got called in to like break them up.
Oh. No, I mean, obviously, Talos is chaotic evil. I stand against that. But I wouldn't have said I know him.
Interesting. It's a check.
If you like.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Did her and Talos have a thing?
Okay.
My passive 19 reveals yes.
You're like, aha, another romance softlock.
Oh, romance.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I think we should back up and let her do her thing.
Yeah.
Is the stream alright, Isla?
Yes, I'm just taking things in the character sheet. It's easier to do on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. We gather up downstairs. You give Io a bit of space in the library as she clears a bit, a wide bit of space around herself by pushing tables back and things like that. And you can see that she steps into the middle of this and says, "Okay. Well, I hope I all remember you on the other side."
Yeah.
God, is that even a possibility? So we have a chalkboard that we can write like, "We are your friends" on, just real quick. So the first thing she sees, she's like, "Oh, okay." Maybe she should write it.
I doubt I'll forget.
Okay.
It was a joke.
If you're in need of a champion or somebody to do your bidding when you become a god, I'm sort of in the market at the moment.
Oh.
What a wonderful offer.
And you are definitely the best option out there at the moment for now.
You know how to make a god feel special.
Still pretty fresh after my last one, that's all.
Grins.
Oh,
You know, I've heard that you're not meant to rebound.
this is it. It's happening.
Sorry, I guess. I mean, if it goes badly, I did kill the last guy that I was
Adolin.
supporting.
That's
Really
not
selling
helpful.
yourself here.
We'll be here waiting for you on the other side.
Maybe it'd be better if I forgot that conversation. Just grin.
I like this one. I think this one's good for you.
You like this one.
Yeah.
But you see, yeah, she would step into the middle of this clearing and hold the sword out in front of her and say, "Be good to be whole again. It'd be good to get this off as well." And you see, she starts to grip one of the jewels that's in the centre of the pommel, the crossguard of the sword, and starts pulling it off, kind of thing, and wrenches it off, kind of thing. You can and you can clearly see as she does that, it was not meant to be there. That was not part of the sword.
That's so cool.
As she wrenches this gem off,
Rad.
and crushes it in her hand.
Oh, darn.
And you see as the crystal cracks in her hand, this red crystal with spirals coming across it would smash in her hand. There'd be this blinding flash of red light throughout the library as you're all duck. And I imagine that maybe one or two of you weren't quite ready. Varro was just shit, I forgot to blink. I imagine Belinda might have come down for this as well.
Oh, but
She's a
yeah.
Unsure.
She can get down here, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so she's stood quite back at the back of the pack, and she sort of puts her wings around people to help shield them a bit.
That's nice.
And there's this blinding flash of light, and as it fades, and you sort of blink and adjust your vision back, you can see there's still a really bright glow to the room now. As you see before you something, I don't know how best to describe it. It's hard to describe something that doesn't necessarily have shape. It's sort of this mass of light and warmth that's almost swirling, like a galaxy, as it orbits around itself with these hints of blue and purple and white lights. And you can see that sort of spinning amongst itself and a little streak of red through it. before it sort of spins and spins. And it's just sort of hovering before you at this point in time. Very non-corporeal. It's still very bright to look at. You're sort of still having to like shield your eyes a little bit. Yeah.
Is this like a known form that angels can take? Like, would a religion check establish that?
Well, you can certainly try, yeah.
Did the sword like clatter to the ground? Is it suspended? Is
I
it
don't think you can
nowhere
see
to be?
it.
It's too bright.
Nat 1.
No.
Let's go, Nat 1 skill checks today!
Like, of course an angel can look like this. Why wouldn't it? It's light.
Can we do a non-religion check?
I'd give you an Arcana check to maybe get some information.
Did she just explode and die? Ooh, 17?
17? Okay. You're like, ooh.
Is Lena in the bond?
No.
Do we still have it up?
Yeah. Well, I suppose the meeting probably was longer than an hour, wasn't it?
Probably.
So probably not then.
No. I think with the 17 you would know she's probably not dead. Exactly
dead.
what she is maybe a little harder to understand. But it's certainly a thing, if that makes sense. It's not just she's exploded.
Well, this is what she wanted. You can't be sad.
Yeah.
Call out to it.
It'll take a while for her to pull yourself
You
together.
you feel?
You good?
There'd be like an obvious like response to that as like the swirling would like increase and then pause for a second and then spin the other way
Ah.
and then gets faster and faster and faster, and you can see it's like starting to like pull itself in and see more and more that it does that, and then it's getting brighter and brighter as it sort of pulls itself in until it's like quite blinding again, and then suddenly that light would like switch off. And you can see, like, stood before you is Io again. As she was with the plate, with the fairly human-looking face, sword in hand, with no longer with its gem embedded in it. Just... Hello.
How are you feeling?
Like I could do anything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is right. And you can see like she concentrates again for a second, and then these beautiful golden wings would again stretch out of her back, streaked with like the galaxy colours again.
So pretty.
But this time, like, she had a set of wings like the first time. This time it's got another set of wings
Ah.
as she stretches it out behind her, and you can see that like glow on her eyes as she does this, and that power radiating off of her is intense. It's like warm on your face to the point where it's almost like burny, and you can feel your cheeks like getting quite warm before she like breathes out and it just relaxes. Yeah. It's been a long time. And she'd sheath her sword again. Yes. I think I can do this. I think we can do this. This is going to be my plane, my domain, my city.
This one? Or the one in the... You can have the city. Yeah, that's good.
What?
But this plane, I don't think you want this one specifically.
I want a bit of it.
Okay.
This wee chunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I real quick do another insight to
Yeah.
make sure that she's not going a little bit power hungry?
She's suddenly very possessed.
No, she's very confident. I like that. I think that could be good as long as it's not like...
Can I roll two?
Yeah.
I got a 20, not now.
Okay. Why do you have advantage?
18.
Because...
Insight.
Oh, we don't have a telepathic. Okay, what should I do? Should I re-roll from scratch?
Do you know which one's like the primary die versus the secondary, and which one got what?
No, with
Then
confidence.
Re-roll, please.
This one's usually my
18.
primary, but I don't remember if it got the 11 or not. 22.
22. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, an 18 and a 22.
Yes.
Okay, I think with that you would see that there is like a hunger to her face a little bit there. But not exactly like You can see like she is happy. She is very happy, and there is that little bit of like possessiveness of like this city now, and that kind of thing. The way that she says that she believes this is her city. I wouldn't have said it was like a malicious thing of like, this is my city and I can do whatever the fuck I want with it kind of thing. A bit more just like, this is my city.
It's about damn time kind of feel. Like,
I am whole and I am going to protect this city kind of thing.
That's makes me
As opposed to like, this is my city and I'm now going to go destroy it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you will do as I damn well tell you.
Cool.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, she would take that moment, and then I think she would step forward and like focus very much on you, Adolin. And she looks at you and says, "It wasn't the best offer, but I'll take a follower if it's going."
He thinks about it for a second, swallows his uncertainty, and then kind of like goes to a knee, pulls out the holy symbol, and says, "It would be an honour to be a follower of yours."
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Polly's crying.
Aww. Like proud parents in the background kind of thing.
Our little boy's so grown up.
He's finding a direction in life.
He's picking a new path.
Oh.
You see, she'd grin, she'd draw Star Shatter again. And just like, at first you die, and then I bring you back, and it's all good.
It's a solid clap.
Yeah. Third time it's been suggested today.
Yeah. You were going to die, and then she's going to die, and then going to die. Have you considered dying?
Garen was going to die.
Garen was going to die, that's right. Is there anything you gained from dying? Talk about it.
I think everything that to be gained from dying will be for you guys.
And also, I believe Polly is the one that can bring you back.
Yeah.
Oh.
If I
Don't
die, you guys just have a less annoying person hanging around. Less mean.
And not necessarily a way to bring Polly
Everything's
back.
less sticky.
There's less honey about.
Yeah.
Less bees.
So there are perks, but
We're getting used to the bees. Still don't want them doing that, like, in-ear, communication thing. That was
you grow,
horrible. Never
grow
suggest that
on
again.
I promise.
But yeah, so you feel would like step forwards with Star Shatterer and gently place like the flat of the blade on one of your shoulders, and ask you, would you loyally serve me?
What a question, well, a knife to your throat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's right here. It's like here.
Oh, yeah.
That helps.
He says, I will.
Bloop. Blade goes to the other shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And keep me correct if I stray.
Yes! I love her.
These eyebrows go for a bit of that. Says, I will.
She starts out and like hold out a hand to like clasp your arm.
You could have the right hand man,
Sir
my
Adolin?
dude.
Swelling of pride in the chest.
Like pull you upright, and it's a bit of a like lift off your feet. She's a lot stronger than she looks. She'd just be like grinning at you.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. That wasn't a great night of Ash anyway.
I think you did pretty well.
Do the detect celestial thingy.
I do a divine sense.
Want to do divine sense?
I do a divine sense.
Okay, so I think that is almost overloaded
I
by you feel.
blasted off my feet. I slam it to bullet.
And you're like, my eyes!
Fuck it out!
As
Burning out.
Earfeel like takes up the majority of that. However, you can see your own internal spark.
Oh.
There
And
she is.
focusing more in on Adolin, you see that he does carry his own spark.
Adolin!
And you can add all your Aasimar features back to your character sheet.
Adolin!
And your spell casting.
That's been a while.
I bust out my wings and I just like manic energy, like lock eyes with Adolin. I'm just like, do it.
What?
Do
No,
it.
Polly, that doesn't...
Do it.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
And they burst out your back.
Oh my
Do they look
god.
different?
I like to think that they're all kind of purpley and bluey now, like hers. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Bit more cosmic.
Little trail of like galaxy when you flap them.
Sick.
So
You
beautiful.
and her and Clifford all match.
You
Aw.
do. Oh my goodness.
Swad.
God.
God.
And you see, she like turns to you all and smiles and says, "Thank you. I wouldn't be whole without you all. I couldn't have done it. I wasn't able to reunite myself, and I appreciate the faith and your honesty with me as well. You've brought me back together, but you never told me a lie. You never asked for an expectation. You gave me a choice, and I appreciate that very, very much. And I would like to reward you for this. It's your choice whether you choose to follow me or not, and I offer you this reward without any expectation of follow. But if you would accept it, I would like to bestow a reward on you all.
If there's no connotations attached, then of course we're gonna take some rewards. A big fan of treats. I gesture to Clifford and I like flick a good berry at him.
He immediately smushes it with a paw.
Cannot eat it.
That's his one. I only use the same one every day. With him.
He's one berry.
Yeah?
No strings?
No. You do not need to be my follower. I will ask nothing of you in return.
Kai's not accidentally gonna be unable to.
I
I
will not
have a
bind-
bad track record with this.
I will not bind you to myself. I offer no expectations in terms of service or actions. I would hope that you would continue to help me save Pearlmire, but I have a feeling that we're doing that together as a group,
Yes.
Yeah, of course we are.
as opposed to me binding you to this
That's-
arrangement.
Yeah, I was kind of just. I was weirdly hoping that you would still help us. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is perfect.
But yes, this gift comes with no strings attached.
Okay.
I cannot say whether or not it won't attract more attention,
Ooh.
as powerful beings often do.
I'm not
but-
mad about it.
You're quite powerful yourself
We
anyway.
already have a lot of attention.
It's true.
We're kind of famous around here.
It's wearing these in your
In
heart.
certain seats.
We're sort of a big deal.
There are only like 10 people and they've all heard of us.
I thought Adolin would say, like, you've already given me so much. Like, surely, I don't know if I could accept more.
I imagine Polly does actually say that for a second. But
okay.
you'd see that she would say, your act of service to me is a separate thing, I believe, Adolin. You've chosen to be my follower and to serve me, and that goes both ways in terms of helping me stay on my path as much as me helping you stay on yours. But as much as that helps you, it helps me. We both gain from that. This is a gift. A thank you for everything you've done. I still believe you deserve it.
Then I'd be happy to accept.
Very well. And what I'd like you to do mechanically
Rules bonus.
is I'm going to let you all pick your own gift.
What?
Ooh.
We get a pick?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Because I honestly I didn't want to. I wanted you all to pick exactly what you wanted.
Alex on board.
And have fun with it. So you may all look at the epic boons.
Oh,
in the DMG
sick.
And pick
Fucking hell, I thought you were going to be like, here are the magic item choices.
No. How you may all pick one epic boon for yourself.
Oh my
god.
God.
Pick them all individually. You can all have the same one. I don't mind.
Oh, it would
Holy
be cute if we were
shit.
matching, but I don't think it's going to happen.
But essentially,
I
you
think this
feel
is-
would go
nobody's reading
round
this.
each of you.
You're not reading it?
I mean, I'll wait patiently.
Excitedly.
Or I could just Google it. That'd be.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eofil would go around you individually and like place her hands on either sides of your faces and say to each of you like individually, thank you. And there'd be like this internal warmth that came with it. That feels like, I imagine it feels very familiar to Polly and Adolin, of that like spark of divinity that's held. It's like very similar to that. It might be quite new and odd to Kai, as they've never willingly accepted a bit of divinity.
And you did explicitly say Talos is very cold.
Yeah. So it's more this little like warm fire that's in your breast, but like just like a little one, like a little one,
Campfire.
a little temp fire that you now feel as she like says thank you and bestows this divine blessing upon you all. But yeah, you can take a bit of time and go through that. You can either pass around the book and individually do it as we continue with the rest of the adventure, or we can pause the adventure for today, and you can take some time in
This is going to take me more than a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, this is more
downtime
than
to
a
select
minute.
this. Because I think, unless there's anything else you want to do before we proceed to the chain fight,
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And
this
that's...
might be a good stopping point. Unless there is anything you want to do between now and like heading out into the city for the chain fight.
Yeah.
Dishing out some heals.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
our heals,
Some
we'll
wings.
bury it up, we'll do all that jazz, but like, I think we're all okay?
Yeah.
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 Win some hearts
we'll
and minds
be
of people's.
Yeah.
What is it, will we decide what it looks like or manifest as after we've picked what they are?
That would make more sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense for sure.
I think it's up to you, and depending, I think
There's a boon of skill proficiency. You have
Oh.
proficiency in all skills.
Shit.
Imagine that with
Holy
telepathic
shit.
bond.
Hard
I
to
could
say.
wonder.
Advantage on every like
Mental,
mental one.
yeah.
That's so cool.
I think it's up to yourselves how this manifests. If you want it to have like an angelic mark on yourselves from where like you feel maybe held your face or something like that, or I imagine maybe Kai would not want something quite so obvious.
No.
So I think it's up to your personal preference how this manifests.
It's so cool.
These are awesome. Proficiency in all skills is wild.
That is wild, yeah.
You can just take no damage.
Yeah, once per short rest, you can just be
What?
like, nah, I'm alright, that didn't hit.
Meteor
Or it hit, but nothing happened.
Yeah, you just take a meteor swarm and go, nah,
No.
No,
not,
thank you.
not that one.
Yeah.
Disintegrate?
Not today, God.
Nope.
Let us know what you would take. I would be dead fascinated. This is really...
But yeah, if you all want to spend a bit of time doing that right now,
Yeah.
I think we might close the stream.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I can
that
get
makes
everyone's
more sense
attention
instead of
back
us just
for a minute.
sitting and reading.
Drew's aim is insane. Imagine just
That's what-
sniping
yeah.
them from like miles away.
But yeah, thank you all for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed our stream as we're getting closer and closer to the end of our campaign here and to the end of Hell and Highwater. And we'll see whether all of your choices have paid off, whether you will get the ending that you've worked so hard for.
I think we're nailing it. I really do.
But another good deed done today, a person unshattered. It's lovely.
Yeah.
And we will see you all next time on Let's Roll Hell and Highwater. Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. God damn.